Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. And the very first thing I want to address are the censors. You just had suspended our podcast. You overturned the appeal. But let's be very clear. We're the only people on all of TikTok. This protocol called protein pacing is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It has been proven to be safe. It is not disordered eating. It is not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. I want to point out to you that when you get published in a peer-reviewed, when you have peer-reviewed human trial studies on human beings that are published in the biggest medical journals in the world, that it's impossible. It is not disordered eating. It is the safest, most natural way to lose weight of anybody on the planet. It is also a detox. It has nothing to do with body image or body dysphoria, as you had intimated in the reason that you had interrupted our last podcast. We had a lot of people on there that wanted valuable information to change their lives. Let me say it again. This has nothing to do with disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. It's actually a detox. It is so far from disordered eating, I need to explain to you. 5 days a week. They're having 4 meals a day. It was developed by the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the entire world. They're the ones that put this together. They got it published in the biggest medical journals in the world. So it was scrutinized for its safety. So I don't know where you're getting the information that this is some form of disordered eating or weight management. This is not a diet. The weight loss is a side benefit of the detox. The detox is proven through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that it's removing chemicals from the body, and that's why people are shrinking. There's no body image. We're not talking about body image. We're showing them the medical proof of when they go on this. What's happening is they're literally shrinking their bodies. They're literally the fat cells in which the body is storing chemicals to survive. As a chemical is pulled out of the body, the fat cells shrink. We're showing them the medical proof. It has nothing to do with body image. Third, you said we were diverting people from TikTok to buy products. There are no products to buy. This is based on food. It's the safest weight loss program in the world ever. It took 40 years of research by the top medical weight loss researchers in the world. I don't know why we keep having this problem with you censors where you're thinking that we're doing something that we're not. It is not disordered eating. It is medically proven to be safe. So I hope that this will clear this up. I hope we're not going to have any more interruptions. You made an assumption, and you did. Or I want to give you credit. You overturned my appeal was upheld. But we shouldn't have to go through this when we have so many people that are so anxious to have help with their weight. And this is not a diet. It has nothing to do with weight management. It is not disordered eating. I don't know how much more time I need to talk to you about this to make sure that we don't have this problem in the future. Because you're robbing people of the opportunity to really change their lives. And I don't think that's your intention. I think you want to try and help people. That's the whole point behind TikTok in the first place. So hopefully we'll have no more problems moving forward. Well, hello and welcome to the rest of you. Yes, she actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days on a safe, natural detox. You can also see Julie here. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days with a natural, real food detox and just a smarter way of eating. This is not a diet. It is not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with disordered eating. So again, I want to alert all of you. If you'd like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. It is not a diet. And again, to the censors, this has nothing to do with disordered eating. It is not a diet. 5 days a week, they're eating 4 times a day, and 2 days a week, they're eating 8 times a day. And we're even offering people a free consultation and free coaching. I mean, I don't know what else we can do. We're the most compliant people you have. If you want to shut down people for disordered eating on TikTok, go to the people that are giving all these opinions without a shred of medical evidence. This is 100% backed by medical evidence. And you'll see right there, everybody will give a free consultation. You can lose as much weight in 4 days as would take you 6 weeks on diets. 100% safe, 100% safe, not disordered eating in any way, shape, manner, or form. This is a detox. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? And if you do, we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. And as those enter the body, what the body's doing to protect us is taking the chemical and stuffing it inside your visceral fat. And those visceral fat cells expand. Your body image has nothing to do with this. This is your body showing you that you're unhealthy. because you're bloated. What this does, it helps your body remove chemicals and you literally shrink. So again, would anybody, we had a bunch of people in the last one, we got TikTok basically thought that we were promoting disordered eating or weight management, unhealthy weight management. It's not true. This is the safest program that's ever been laid out on the planet. So would anybody else like to, if you came back on, if you were on, hello, say hi to John Patrick Music. Hello. Hello, Sula. Hello, Divine. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Bacon Brits. Who else would like to know? Again, to the censors. This is not disordered eating. It is backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. It says it right there in the headline. It's all backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trials. So it's completely safe. It is not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It has nothing to do with body image. We're living in a toxic world. As we ingest these chemicals, the body's taking the chemicals and stuffing them inside our fat cells. And apparently not many people are interested, so that's okay. Here's a 65-year-old man. Look at his blood work. You think that's unhealthy? His A1C went from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. Nobody's ever seen any result like this on planet Earth. So again, are you interested? Are you really serious about losing weight? This is the safest weight loss that's ever been seen, because instead of people losing lean muscle mass, they're actually gaining lean muscle mass. So again, I just want to point out that she actually lost 60 pounds in just 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, no product. It's not a diet. So as far as body image or weight management, it's not a diet, it's a detox. The weight loss is a direct result of the weight loss, of the detoxification. So who else would like to? So Juniper, Wind of Grace, Sylvia, Royal Milan, SS102, Charles. Who would like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how much weight you can lose. First, I'll give you your medical weight. Your medical weight is what you really should weigh. It's not a hypothetical. And then if we look at people like Eric here, look at this, everyone. He lost 45 pounds in 30 days. It's not disordered eating. It is not a diet. It's a detox. As a result of the detox, he lost the weight safely. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Can anybody show me anybody else you're following on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence? Who would it be? We can't find anybody on TikTok with medical proof except for us. We're the only ones, along with the pharmaceutical companies, with actual medical proof. That's the thing I don't understand. The censors who interrupted our last podcast were accusing us of doing disordered eating or weight management or body image. Nothing. This is not a diet. The thing that everybody has to understand is you're in a position where you really could change your lives. So Dreamy spoke. Who else we got here? Mama. We got Rosanna. We got Shelly. We got joined through the live. We have Tammy. We have Bless Jr. Hello, everybody. And again, I'm giving you all the opportunity. If you'll tell me how tall you are, look, this is who I am. The New Health Conversation is a movement. I've written 4 best-selling books, none of which are for sale on my website, by the way. I'm the author of 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world, 20 appearances on PBS, 1,500 lectures all over the world, and 23 years as a nutritional researcher. By the way, none of my books are for sale on the website. The only thing on the website is the medical proof. The New Health Conversation is the safest, most advanced weight loss ever seen, and it's not a diet. It has nothing to do. It's a detox. It's a detox with a side benefit of weight loss, but it's not a weight loss program. Again, to the censors, nothing to do with disordered eating. It's all backed medically. It's proven and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So, again, everybody, who would like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you can lose to get your medical weight. Is anyone interested in finding out? Hello, Pooh joined. Hello, gosh, J $, Pamela, Lady Phenomenal, user Damien, Pooh joined, Cheryl Lane joined, Sherry Lene, Tanya joined. Again, would anybody like to know, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? We'll show you, will give you your medical weight. Look, the movement, here it is right here. I'll show it to all of you again. So in yellow, that is the website you all would go to. There's nothing to buy there. The only thing there is the medical proof. There's nothing to buy. And we will coach you for free, etc. But you can lose as much weight literally in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet. We have all the medical proof to back it up. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I'm sure a lot of you would like to know how in the world are they doing this. So let's go over that right now. It is not a diet. It's no form of disordered eating. There's nothing strange about it. It was invented, by the way, censors, it was invented by the top-rated weight loss researchers in the entire world. And they got it published in 10 of the biggest medical journals. So it was scrutinized that it was safe. This is the safest weight loss anyone has ever seen, and it's not even a diet. So what they basically did after 40 years of being paid to analyze diets, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. So they said there's got to be places, sounds like what I need, April Joy. Great, April. It's not a diet. I want all of you to understand this is not disordered eating. It's not some starvation. It's not some weird thing. It's not even a diet. How could it be a diet? Again, censors. Disordered eating, 5 days a week, they're going to have 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, they're going to eat 8 times a day. That's far from a starvation or weird or weight management or anything like that. There's nothing, there's no equivalent. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This is for all of you to hear. So April, if you wanted to tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight. But April, the first question I ask you and everybody else, do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? Because what we're doing, we're drinking, eating, breathing chemicals, and as they enter the body to protect us takes that chemical and stuffs it inside the fat cell. So the bloating you experience is not body image. It's your body warning you you're toxic. This protocol, proven medically, removes toxins from the body, and you literally can shrink. Charles Bellamy, 6'4", 285. Charles, 6'4". I'm going to say a great weight for you is going to be about 235. That would be 150 pounds. Charles, the first 4 days is going to blow your mind. You'll probably lose between 12 and 15 pounds in 4 days. The first month, you'll probably lose close to 40 pounds. 245 after 1 month. I'd say 215 after 2 months. I'd say 215. You'd probably be very close to, you're going to break 215. You're going to break through 200. What am I talking? No, Charles, sorry. Let me back up. I misstated. The first month, you're 285, 6'4", and I want to get you down to 250. That's only 35 pounds. So I was way off. I'm sorry, Charles. The first month, with less than 2 months, you'll be 250, Charles. 250 in 2 months or less. That's normal. And that's even without any exercise. None of these people were allowed to exercise. Yeah, I thought you were 385. I'm sorry. I misstated. Forgive me. I apologize. Okay, April, I'm 5'5", 195, 5'5". Most for you is about 120 to 75 pounds. April, first 4 days. Again, censors, this is not disordered eating. This is medically proven to be safe. That's the one thing, Charles, the one thing, April, I want you to understand. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It is 100% safe. It's not a diet. It's not about weight management. It's a detox. And it was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world, so therefore it's absolutely safe. But anyway, April, you're 5'5", 195. That means 120 would be 75 pounds, April 1st. First 4 days, 6 or 8 pounds. April, first month, probably close to 25 pounds. So I'd say 170 after 1 month, 150 after 2 months, 130 after 3 months. So I'd say 3 months and a week or two, you'll be 120. April, put in the chat. Again, back to the censors. This is not disordered eating. It's not a diet. They're going to eat 5 days a week, 4 times a day, and 2 days a week, they're going to eat 8 times a day. That's far from being disordered eating. Okay. Charlene, I'm 5'4", 225. Again, Charlene, probably 120 would be a great weight for you. That's 85 pounds. Charlene, first 4 days, at least you're 225, 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days, Charlene. The first month, minimum, bare minimum, 25 pounds. So 200 after 1 month, probably 180 after 2 months, 160 after 3 months, 140 after 4 months. 5 months, Charlene, you're going to be 120, maybe before. Well, look at Charlene. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. You do the math. The average on this, Charlene, is at least 5 pounds a week. And I'm giving all of you very conservative numbers. And back to the censors again. This is not disordered eating. It's not some weight management. It's not body dysphoria. It's a detox that's changing. It's the safest weight loss that's ever been vetted. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. All of you are following what? Put in the chat, April or Charlene or any of you. Can you name anybody on social media, especially on TikTok, with one shred of medical evidence until now? The only other people with medical proof are the pharmaceutical companies. We're the only ones with actual medical proof. And yet TikTok has censored us. They just censored us about an hour ago and disrupted the podcast because they said it was some form of disordered eating. It's not a diet. How could it be disordered eating when 5 days a week you're going to have 4 meals a day and 2 days a week you're going to eat 8 times a day? Okay, so let's go. Shannon, 5'7". Great, Shannon. You must be 250 Hashimoto. Okay, so Shannon, first of all, we have people with no thyroids at all. They were radiated out because of thyroid cancer. Absolutely. Hashimoto's, goiter, hyperthyroidism, PCOS, perimenopause, menopause. Now, we're not curing, treating, diagnosing, or preventing any medical conditions, but all of those can come down drastically. Imagine, listen, Shannon, imagine people with no thyroid at all, let alone Hashimoto's. Yes, it works. You can change your whole life. Okay, so watch this. You're 5'7". A great weight for you is going to be about 135. That's going to be 115 pounds. Shannon, first 4 days, you should lose 6 to 8 pounds. Shannon, first month, probably close to 25 pounds. 225 after 1 month, probably 205 after 2 months, 185 after 3 months, 165 after 4 months, 145 after 5 months. So essentially, Shannon, in a little over 5 months, you're going to be about 135. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Baby Heaven, I'm 5'2". Okay, and how much do you weigh, Baby Heaven? Again, let me address the censors. This is not disordered eating. They're going to, 5 days a week, they're having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, they're having 8 meals a day. This is not a starvation diet. It's not about any weight management. There is no other weight management program that we can find other than the pharmaceutical companies that's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, so it's safe. All of you need to hear this. It's 100% safe. TikTok keeps coming on occasionally and shutting us down, saying this is disordered eating. Well, number one, you're eating all the time. You're going to eat 5 days a week, 4 times a day, and 2 days a week, 8 times a day until you lose your weight. Does that sound like, any of you think that sounds like disordered eating or a weird diet? It's not a diet. It's not about weight management. It's a detox. It's about clearing the chemicals out of your body. So Charlene, how does it work? I'm going to explain to you. Very excited. How do we order? Shannon, you go to, there's nothing to order, Shannon. It's food. I'm going to explain it to you first, okay? A Life Balance, I start this week. Good. Baby Heaven, 89. I'm not sure. You're 5'2" and 89 pounds? I don't get it. Something's wrong. There's no way you can't be 5'2". Maybe, I don't know. If you're 89 pounds, you're underweight. If you're 89 pounds, you're underweight. You should be like 110. All right. So let me walk through everybody. And I want the censors to hear this. This is based on food. There are no products. There's nothing weird. It's not weight management. It's not disordered eating. The researchers who created this are rated the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the entire world. And for more than 40 years, they were paid to try and find diets that worked. They got frustrated. They never found a diet that worked and found 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost, because 25 to 40% of what you're losing on any diet is your lean muscle mass. You got it, everybody? So what they did, they went and found, they knew these other researchers who'd been going around the world to places where nobody was overweight, and yet nobody was on a diet. And they figured it out, that what was going on in those areas that were in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that in each one of these areas, the people had food with huge amounts of nutrition. Unlike no food you can buy in any grocery store. Even if you do organic, it doesn't compete with these. These 5 country food combinations would equal about 300 different nutrients, therefore called the world's most perfect foods from a nutritional standpoint. And that's the only thing your body cares about. I need to teach you a lesson right now. The reason you get hungry is not for calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. It doesn't give a hoot about a calorie. The only thing your body cares about is nutrition. So that's why when they put this together, 30% of what you would buy, you're basically going to buy food for a month. That's what you're doing. This is based on food. So it's not a diet. 30% of the food you bought last month, you're going to buy from your grocery store: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables, based on serving sizes. The other 70% of the food comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge, huge amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food. Then they invented a new way of eating. This is not disordered eating. 5 days a week, you're going to eat 4 times a day. You're going to start with the World's Most Perfect Food in the morning, lunch and dinner from your grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner, the World's Most Perfect Foods. You got it, everybody? 2 days a week, here comes the detox. No food from the grocery store, only these World's Most Perfect Foods. And this time she ate 8 times a day. Again, no disordered eating. This is the most balanced nutrition way to consume food ever conceived on the planet. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's safe and it's real, and we're not making any claims. Now, why is it 48 hours and only those foods? Because every night when you go to sleep, your body slows down digestion. As that happens, the body begins a detox process called autophagy. Happens every night, body gets rid of the dead cells. So these researchers, although they hadn't proved it yet when they first started, they thought if we give her these foods with these huge amounts of nutrition and break the food out over 8 feedings across a day, she should detox. Well, they did that. So she was eating about every hour and a half to 2 hours. And see what the way it worked, they could give her small amounts of food, but they had huge amounts of nutrition. That's one of the things I think the censors have a problem with. They think somehow that the amount of food you eat or the amount of calories determines what you're going to weigh. That's nonsense. The only thing that matters to your body is, do I have enough nutrition to run all my organs? So basically what they did, 2 days in a row out of each week until she lost her weight, she was eating 8 times a day, 8 times a day. And they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this was removing chemicals from her body, and that's where the shrinkage came. So again, back to body image. Has nothing to do with body image. The body was shrinking as the chemicals came out of the fat cells shrank. You don't burn fat on a diet. You don't burn fat at the gym. That's a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty. You do when you die, give or take a few, and your fat cells expand or contract over your lifetime. That's it. And maintenance is simple. You have these foods for breakfast every morning, lunch and dinner. Every 2 months, I do another 48 hours. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. All of you could change your lives with this conversation right now we could have. Because if you'll tell me, if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll give you your medical weight and show you how fast you can get there. Again, back to the censors. This is not disordered eating. It is impossible. You don't get published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This protocol called protein pacing is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. What medication would be preventing you from losing weight? I'm not quite sure what that'd be. I guess again, if you wanted to share it privately, then you can get with one of the coaches and go over that. We have people with no thyroids. We have people with no gallbladders. We have heart transplant. We have people with kidney transplants. I mean, this is food. That's the thing I want you to understand. It's food. It's not a drug. It's not a pill. It's not a lotion, a potion, an elixir. It's food. It's how you eat the food. But what they've done is they created a new way of eating called protein pacing. My gosh, it's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. So again, back to the censors. You think the Patent Office gives out free that would have a disordered eating or body image or any of those things? Of course not. So again, all of you, Shannon, first of all, 30% of the food would be from your grocery store. But even if it's organic, it's still lacking in nutrition. So some of these foods that come from around the world, it's not just the food, it's what's in the food, the nutrients. I'll give you an example. Some of the nutrients or food come from Mongolia, and those elements are proven medically to lower stress in your body. There are other elements that come from the Himalayas that lower inflammation. They did the medical research. The inflammation in the body came down 25% in a month. And it really tastes good. That's the other part. So it's not, like drinking cod liver oil, which I had to drink as a kid. I would never do that again. But anyway, so again, Shannon, you have to understand, Shannon, a new way of thinking about food. Food is only there to present nutrition. And the reason you all get hungry, let me give you all a lesson now. Here's why your diets don't work, Shannon. When you go on a diet and you lower the amount of food you're consuming, which is what you're doing, now you're creating disordered eating. Why? Because you have also lowered nutrition. The brain thinks you're starving to death, so it triggers a starvation mode and begins to eat your muscles. That's disordered eating, which is every diet out there that people are losing lean muscle. On this, she gained 6 to 9%. They all did. They all gained lean muscle mass despite no one being allowed to exercise. It's the complete opposite of any type of a diet, any type of disordered eating. It has nothing to do with that. It's a detox with this incredible side benefit of these tremendous benefits. I mean, you look at Julie here, everybody. Look at this. How about that, Shannon? 35 pounds in 37 days. But look at her body. Look at how much she shrank. That's the detox into play. This is real. It works. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. 800,000. So I kind of think we kind of know what we're doing. You're not an experiment, Shannon. So let's see who else. So the food that doesn't come from grocery store. You get it. The researchers, our coaches will put you in touch with the people that do have these foods. Now, the other thing I should tell everybody, this is not available. These researchers only have distribution in certain countries: United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, and anywhere in the EU. Anywhere else in the world, it's not available. We have nothing to do with that. We don't sell you anything. So the coaches will go over all that with you, Shannon. They'll show you how to get the other foods, and then they're going to coach you for free, Shannon. Did you pick up on that? The coaching's free, Shannon, free. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. See, what I don't get is these people like the censors on TikTok. They'll let people come on and talk about like time-restricted eating, how you can lose, 20 pounds in a month and most of it's fat. That's a fat-out lie right there. It's a complete, they don't have a shred of evidence behind what they're talking about. Not a shred. We're back. We're published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I mean, all of you should be fighting for us because we're fighting for you. We're bringing you a real solution that was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world, and it's not even a diet. It has nothing to do with weight loss. The weight loss is a throw-in. I mean, if you want to see something amazing, look at this. You talk about happiness. How about 200 pounds in 11 months, everybody? 200 in 11 months. It's not body image. She's so much healthier because she was able to get chemicals out of her body and actually shrink. Or even this one, 60. This is the daughter of a friend of mine. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days and she's kept it off for 9 years. So again, wonderful, Shannon. Here's the website. Shannon, did you see the website right there, The New Health Conversation? Screenshot it. And Shannon, when you go to that website, here's something else for the censors to understand. We have nothing to sell. The only thing on that website is the medical proof, and if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and you get a free coach. Shannon, does that make sense? And do you see it? Give me a yes that you see that. Because once you look at the medical proof, then you decide, Shannon, you get to scroll down and get a free coach and a free consultation. How much is the consultation? Zero. How much is the coaching? Zero. So whoever my good friend there, when you were asking about the medications, that's why we do a free evaluation with every person. I mean, we can imagine, we have a kid 2 years old doing this. We have a lady in her 90s, right? So again, it's all based on you being in a position where you can change everything in your life if that's what you want to do. Or you can go on. Let me ask you a question, Shannon. Are you aware, Shannon? Oh, good, you got the website. Great. Shannon, do me a favor. Just put in the chat, are you aware of anybody on TikTok other than the pharmaceutical companies and now this protocol with any medical proof? Again, back to the censors. This is, other than the pharmaceuticals, we're the only other ones who have medical proof that this is safe and it's real. It's not disordered eating and it's not anything to do with body image. Shannon, no, right. So Shannon, would you say, and don't get mad at me, I'm just a scientist, but Shannon, you realize that anything you've done up to this point was based on people's opinions. Because you understand, Shannon, if they don't have a peer-reviewed human trial study, it's just hot air. So give me a yes if it's not your fault. You followed them. You thought, oh, well, gee, it's a medical doctor, it's a chiropractor, it's a dietitian, it's a nutritionist. But you went on their word, but they didn't show you any evidence, no medical proof. This is the only medical proof there is, other than the pharmaceutical companies. Now, Shannon, I want to just point out to you the difference for all of you. And we're not against the shots, everybody. Don't hear me say that. But I want to contrast the difference between like Julie and what they did in the studies. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, Shannon, #1 journal in the world. 68 weeks, right from the study. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds. And of the 32 pounds they lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. She lost 35 pounds in 37 days and gained 12% lean muscle mass. All we're doing, Shannon, is giving you a choice. You got 3 choices, really. The shots, This natural, which blows away the shots, as you can see, or you can go on opinions on diets, which you've relied on up to this point, not through your own fault, but that's all that was available to you. Does that make sense? That's why hopefully all of you be very, very interested in coming on board, or at least going to the website and looking at the free medical proof. But again, censors, this is safe. It's 100% safe. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Nothing else is working on postmenopause and had a fall, required surgery, no movement. Wow, Shannon. Well, it sounds like this is the perfect thing for everybody. Because Shannon, you have to understand, the weight loss is kind of like the booby prize. Everything else that happens, particularly if you had a fall and whatever, you probably still suffer from inflammation. It went down 25% in a month, Shannon. Inflammation, unheard of. No one's ever seen anything like this before. So you really could hit the do-over button for the rest of your life. Shannon, let me be clear. The coaching's free. The consultation's free. And they're going to give you a grocery list. You take to your grocery store, but only 30% of what you spent last month, leaving you 70% of the money to go towards these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. They're going to show you how to get all that, but then they're going to teach you how to do this. You also, all of you would get, this is called the Blueprint for Success. Again, censors, not disordered eating. This is a daily video from the top weight loss researchers in the world, educating the people about why this is safe. The number one thing about this, it's 100% safe. It's not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. It has to do with detoxification. Does everybody understand? Yeah, Shannon, I'll bet. Hashimoto's, right, exactly. We have Hashimoto's, goiter, hypothyroidism, yeah, all the, but imagine, wait a minute, Shannon. How about people with no thyroids at all? Radiated out, they had thyroid cancer. Losing weight like crazy on this. Now are you excited? So who else would like to know, if you put in the chat, male or female, tell you on your current weight. And again, I want to address, while you're waiting to do that, I want to address the censors again. Look, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world called Protein Pacing. This is the protocol we're talking about. It's not a diet. It's based on food and a new way of eating food. Nothing to do with disordered eating. Nothing, 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 nothing. Those stupid things where they tell you, like, eat one meal a day, time-restricted eating, there's not a shred of evidence that they work long-term, and yet you're allowing people to come onto TikTok. Those should be censored. They don't have a shred of evidence. None. And yet you have interrupted our podcast now a few times. Always the same thing. It's disordered eating, and it's body image, and it's weight, and it's unhealthy weight loss. No, you're wrong. These people are actually gaining lean muscle. It's the healthiest weight loss that's ever been achieved on planet Earth. So who else would like to know? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Again, everybody, she lost 60 pounds in 90 days. On a natural food detox. It's based on food. There's no diets, no pills, no low products. Again, it's based on food. And again, back to the censors. It's not disordered eating. You cannot possibly think, when you're published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, that it's disordered eating or anything to do with body image. It's a detox. And I'm holding in my hand the medical proof that's also on our website. You can go to the website, see the medical proof for yourselves, whoever your censors are. Okay, Trump, okay, so 5'5", 220, okay, 5'5", 120, great weight for you, 100 pounds, get ready. First 4 days, you're 220. First 4 days, you're probably going to lose 8 or 10 pounds. The first month, you'll probably lose close to 30 pounds. 190 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit the second month, 190. You should be about 165 after 2 months. After 3 months, 145. After 4 months, 125. So within 4 months, you should be very close to your goal of 120. Please put in the chat, how excited are you about that? Give me a yes. I hope it's a yes. But tell me your level of excitement. Come on. Who else wants to know? If you just tell me, are you male or female, how tall you are, and what your current weight is, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Again, back to the censors. This is safe. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It can't be disordered eating when it's proven by the top weight loss researchers in the world. You're giving out opinions, but these are the top people saying it's safe, validating it's safe. And it's a combination of the food they're going to eat, when they're going to eat. Heck, 5 days a week, they're having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, they're eating 8 times a day. How could it possibly be disordered eating? Janet, give to me. I'm not quite sure what you give to me. Do you mean, Janet, if you want to tell me how tall you are, you're female, tell me how tall and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And at any time, any of you can go to Bridget. You sent me a heart. Thank you, Bridget. Very nice. That makes me feel great. So, okay, Janet, how tall are you, Janet? I need to know how tall you are. I mean, this is more typical for everybody. Look at this. She only had 30 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds in a month, everybody. See, that's the point. They're all losing around 5 pounds a week. Well, when they're heavier, they're going to lose even more. But would they be, okay, 5'5", Janet, perfect. 5'5", 120. 120 is going to be, 120 would be 96 pounds. Yeah, 96 pounds. Okay, Janet, let's go. First 4 days, Janet, 6 to 8 pounds. First month, probably 25 pounds. That's going to get you right down to 191 after just a month. The second month, it may slow down, 170. Third month, 150. Fourth month, 130. So basically, a little over 4 months, Janet, you're going to be 120. Put it in the chat. Tell me how blown away you are. And again, sensors. This is medically proven to be safe. It is not disordered eating. It's not a fast. It's not anything that's weird. It's the safest weight loss that's ever been analyzed in the history of man. I'm serious. That's it. It's safe. So Janet, give me some accolades. What do you think about that? And Janet, here's where you can go if you want. The website, The New Health Conversation. There's nothing to buy. It's the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down. Free consultation and free coaching. And all you're buying is food. You buy nothing from us. We have nothing to sell you, but they will educate you. Janet, give me some adjectives. What do you think about that? Tell me. And do you see that website, Janet? That's where you go, and you get to see the medical proof. If you like it, scroll down. Free coaching, free consultation. You got it? No, thank you. Trump's. Yeah. I'm looking at the American flag. And Janet, you understand you can go to the website, and we're not going to contact you unless you contact us. Give me a yes that you understand. It's that website that you have a one-on-one with a live coach, free. The coaching's free. The only thing you're buying, Janet, is food. Again, a lot of you have come on and told the coaches, Peter said it was free. No, I didn't. I said the coaching's free. Listen, think about it, everybody. There's nothing weird about this. You're buying food and a new way of eating. You're not buying some product. There's no product to buy. It's all based on food. 30% from your grocery store and 70% from foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. But you're still eating food and a new way of eating. But those foods from those far regions have 300 different nutrients. You're not going to get that in organic, even if Whole Foods or Trader Joe's where I buy my food a lot of times. Nothing against them, but you can't put in your body what's not there. I'll give you an example. What I call trace ionic minerals, we need about 70 of them. In the best organic food, typically you're going to find 20. What about the other 50? You just don't get them. Now, what are trace ionic minerals? I'm not talking about iron, calcium, magnesium. I'm talking about, wait till you hear this, things like gold and silver and zinc and beryllium and boron and selenium and molybdenum. So you need 70 and you're getting 20. Well, these researchers, they've found foods with all 70 minerals. That's just one example. There's over 300 different nutrients, including these trace ionic minerals. They're called the spark plugs of life. If you need 70 and you're running on 20, you wonder why you don't have any energy? So who else would like to know? Again, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. Again, back to the sensors. This is not disordered eating. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. It's a detox. It has nothing to do with body image. It has nothing to do with unhealthy weight management. It's not a diet. The weight loss is a side benefit of the detoxification that nobody else offers. And again, back to the sensors. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Who else would like to know? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Hello, Kaimi. Hello, Stevie G. Who else would like to know? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are. Well, look at this 65-year-old man for the men on here. He lost 40 pounds in a month. That's not disordered eating. Look at his stomach. Look at how much healthier he is. So sensors, how could that possibly be It's not body image. He's healthier. He's showing he's healthier. He shrank not because of any body image or anything. He shrank because it's a detox. And then if you look at someone like Eric, look at that. He looks like a different person, but it's the same person. But look at his blood work, triglycerides and LDL in half. So you think that's unhealthy, sensors? Are you kidding me? It's the healthiest thing anyone's ever done. And it's not a diet. It's about improving your health. All the health markers, all of them go up dramatically. And what comes down are things like blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, proven medically. It's not disordered eating. It's the healthiest thing anyone's ever come up with, invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world after 40 years of research on diets. Never found a diet that worked. You're promoting TikTok sensors. People, whether they're MDs or PhDs or dietitians or whatever, they're giving people opinions, and you're letting them do it with no facts. We're the only, other than the pharmaceutical companies, we're the only ones with 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. Everything else is just nonsense. We hope we're getting you to understand that we're the most compliant people you have, because the only thing we share with our audiences is medical proof. Dang, Elvador, male, 5'10", 330. Okay, Dale, 5'10". Great weight for you at 5'10" would be about I'm going to say 170. That's 160 pounds. Get ready. First 4 days, First 4 days, you'll lose 10 to 15 pounds. The first month, at least 30 pounds, at least 30. 300 after 1 month, 270 after 2 months, probably 240 after 3 months, then it'll slow down a little bit. So you're 240 after 3 months. The next month, probably 25 pounds, 215. The fourth month, another like 25 pounds, 215. It's going to get you down about 190. The fifth month is slow down 170. So basically in about 5 months, you're going to be 170, maybe a little bit more than 5 months. But dang, tell me how excited you are about those numbers. And the reason I'm telling you that, I'm going to show you the picture of, now he's 390, but I want to give you an example. Eric here, Jeff, sorry. Look at that. Comment on that, Dange. 60 pounds in a month. That's a month. I'm under-promising for you on purpose. You know why? Because I'd rather under-promise than over-perform. I mean, you're probably not going to lose 60 pounds in a month, but do I think you could lose I'm not even going to tell you. So the number I gave you is a very, very conservative number. But look at that. You realize that's 2 pounds a day. How much would that motivate you to do that with no exercise? They wear Fitbits, including him, to prove they didn't exercise. You think so he went from 390 to 330 in a month. In a month! And again, sensors, it's not disordered eating. They proved that he gained lean muscle. He didn't lose any lean muscle at all. Okay, so Danglevore, just tell me that you're excited about that. Where are your studies? Where are they published? The obesity, not my studies, okay? Published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, one of the top 2 or 3 medical journals in the world, plus several others. But these are the major ones. Not 1 or 2, 10. It's published in 10 of these journals. 10. Nobody can touch this. And they're on the website. Most of them are right there on the website for you to go to see Black Star. Does that answer your question? Okay, Jessica, 5'1", 264, 44 years old. Jessica, let's get you really in good shape. Okay, if you're 5'1", you should be about, I'm going to give you, say 110 max 110. That's going to be 154 pounds. So Jessica, first 4 days, get ready. 10 to 12 pounds. First month, Jessica, at least 30 pounds. So 234 after 1 month, 234, maybe you slow down a little bit, 234. I'm going to say you're going to be 209 after 2 months. The third month, another 25 will get you down 209. You should be down right around 184. The fourth month, it'll slow a little bit more, about 164 after 4 months, 144 after 5 months, 6 months, 140. So I'm going to say a little bit over 6 months, Jess, you should be very close to 110. Put in the chat how excited you are. Now, again, back to the sensors. This is not disordered eating. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the entire world. It's completely safe. So any of you that want to know, you get a free coach and a free consultation at this website. Here, everybody. You can see it right there, the New Health Conversation. Screenshot. If you go to the website, I promise on my kids' lives, we won't contact you. Again, back to the sensors. I'm always so very excited to hear that. Good, Jessica. Good. And did you screenshot it, Jessica? Because that's where you go. And the only thing there is medical proof. There's nothing to buy. You scroll down, you get a free consultation and a free coach. How much is the coaching, Jessica? $0. How much is the consultation? $0. What are you buying from us? Nothing. This is based on food. That's what's so crazy. You're going to buy a month's worth of food. Don't you have to eat next month? But only 30% of your food is going to come from the grocery store. And you're going to get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% literally comes from nutrients in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. And that's how this works. I'll explain that in just a couple minutes. You got it, Jessica? Did you screenshot it? Did you screenshot it? Jessica, you're too young. Let's turn this around. Turn your life around. Jessica, if not you, who? Jessica, if not now, when? What are you waiting for? Another diet to come out on the market that's a bust? I mean, even look, we're not against the shots, Jessica, but let me explain something to you. Here's the New England Journal of Medicine, a 68-week study, Jess. 68 weeks, right? I'm reading, here's the results of the study in the New England Journal of Medicine, the #1 medical journal in the world. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds, people lost 40% was lean muscle mass. Talk about disoriented eating, that the sensors are supporting the shots, really? And we're not even against the shots. They're helping diabetics and people morbidly obese. But look at Julie. Jess, 35 pounds in 37 days, and she gained 12% lean muscle. That's not disordered eating or body image. And now you have a choice, all of you. You've been, Jess, would you agree with this? You've been following, not through your own fault, what was available to you were people, let's say on TikTok, medical doctors, chiropractic, dietitians, and nutritionists, with what? Opinions. They didn't have any medical proof. None. We've never seen it. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Jessica, you can turn your whole life around if you want to do it. It's up to you. Jessica, you're going to get coached for free. You're going to get support. They're going to be there for you. They're not going to let you slip. Even if you slip, it's no big deal. So, I mean, you're giving me yeses. I'm glad that but Jess, none of it's your fault. You just never had a plan. They never had a plan. They're giving you opinions. They don't have any proof. And look around America, look around the world, 2.5 billion people overweight and 1 billion clinically obese. Does that sound to you like diets are working, anybody? Talk about disordered eating. Every one of these other diets are disordered eating. We know on the New England Journal of Medicine, if 40% of what they're losing is lean muscle mass, does anybody think that's healthy? Talk about disordered eating. Hello? No, Black Star, age has nothing to do with it. Look, Black Star, watch. He's 65, 40 pounds in a month. And look at his A1C, went from 8.4 to 6.4, Black Star, in 30 days. 30 days. Oh, thank you, Black Star. Okay, 5'5", medical weight now. Don't get mad at me. I'm giving you medical weights, what you really, not only what you should, but we'll get you there. So, for example, 5'5", okay, 120, 75 pounds would be great for you. Black Star, first 4 days, 195. Yeah, you're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. The first month, probably 25 pounds, 170. Second month, 150. Third month, 130. So about 3.5 months, you should be 120. Black Star, put it in the chat. Can you even believe it, Black Star? Come on, comment. Come on. I love audience participation, everybody. Come on, I'm here to help every one of you, but give me some feedback. Are you excited about these numbers? And again, sensors, it's not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with that. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So Black Star, I'm just waiting. And we crossed 1,000 likes. Come on, let's get going. What did I have in the last one? 10,000. But I went for like 3 hours. So we got a ways to go. We're only 49 minutes into this. MJ, 51135. MJ, 20 gets you to 115. I'd be happier with you at about 105. Let's go with that. That's 30 pounds. I like the ring of that. So MJ, get ready. The first 4 days, you're going to lose 5 to 7 pounds in 4 days. The first month, you'll lose at least 15 pounds. 120 right out of the bat. 2 months or less, you're going to be about 110, 105 to 110, max. So you tell me how excited you'd be about that. Well, you don't have to thank me. You're the one that's going to do it. Here's the question I would ask you, MJ. Come on, the thing I love about this, we get to talk to each other. We actually get to communicate. So I'm talking directly to you, MJ, now. Does that blow your mind? Would you say that would be wonderful? You'd be so happy. And you know what the downside of this is, MJ? You're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. So within a month, you're going to need to go shopping and get, none of your clothes are going to fit you in a month. I'm not kidding you. Well, look at her. Look at, where did Julie, oh, here's Julie. Well, look at that. Look at that, MJ. Look at that. Look at how much she shrank in 35 days, 37 days, 35 pounds. Jet, you're going to get to your goal. You're not going to believe, and way before even summer. I don't even know what part of the world you live in, so maybe you go to beaches, maybe you don't, but it doesn't matter. How much better do you think you're going to feel at that weight? I think you feel pretty darn good. 30 pounds down, I'd say you're going to feel really, really good. Are you excited? And MJ, here, look. There's the website. I want you to screenshot it if you want to. That's it. I'm not going to leave it up on the screen that long because I want to show other people before and after pictures, of course. Do you have it, MJ? Give me a yes if you see that website. And MJ, when you go there, we won't contact you. We don't do that. But if you like what you see, MJ, you can scroll down. You get a free consultation and a free coach. Can I ask you another question? I'm nosy, but I'm a researcher. That's what I do. MJ, just give me a yes or no. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok, other than the pharmaceutical companies and now this, with one shred of medical evidence? Just give me a yes or no. Please give me a yes or no. Help me out. I'm helping you out here. I hope I'm helping you out anyway by showing you what's possible to change your life. Because let's be honest, even 20 pounds on a diet, MJ, how long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? At a pound a week. And that would be good on a diet. I think you'd agree with that. But in the meantime, please answer that first question. If you know of anybody you have ever seen on TikTok with any medical proof at all. And you did get the website, right? MJ, there it is right there. I'm assuming you did. Who else would like to step up? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And again, back to the sensors. This is medically proven to be safe. I keep telling you, I keep bringing it up. The people that you're having on TikTok give weight loss advice have no medical proof behind it. This is even from a chat GPT asking, are there any influences on TikTok weight loss with any medical proof other than the pharmaceutical companies and this new protein pacing? They said TikTok's major weight loss and health influences have no peer-reviewed human trials to back up their claims. Instead, they're given opinions, anecdotal evidence from top influencers despite massive followings are giving out, relying on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyper-driven claims, promoting unproven biohacks, diets, and supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. So sensors, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It is impossible. It is not body image problem. It is not a weight management deal. It is not a diet in the first place. It's a detox. So again, MJ, did you get the website? I'm hoping you did. Also, it's right above her head there in red, the New Health Conversation. Also, I should probably share with all of you that I'm a nutritional researcher. Here's my background, not to impress you, but impress upon you. So I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I've done 20 appearances on public broadcasting, over 1,500 live lectures around the world. They even flew me to China, and I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago, one of the largest autism conferences in the world, 2 years in a row. So I have a 23-year track record of research, but I only bring you medical proof. I do not bring opinions. So when the censors have censored me, it's because they said you were doing some form of disordered eating or body image. No, I wasn't. The only thing I ever present to my audiences is from the medical journals. We don't make up anything. Nothing's an opinion. And everything we're doing, the number one goal is it has to be safe. And it is safe. So again, she actually lost 60 pounds in just 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox. That's it. You're buying food, everybody. There's no products. Don't you have to eat next month? Imagine. Here's the food you're going to eat in a new way. Not a diet. You're not in deprivation. No, 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 no. There's no such thing as deprivation. So who else would like to, if you put in the chat, if you tell me how tall you are, male or female, and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Hey, Doc. I guess you've been on for a while. I just saw you up there. I hope you're gleaning nuggets from this, Doc, you're going to be able to use to help patients, that's for sure. So one new man. Oh, Nikki Kane, 6'2", 250. Nikki, I'm going to assume you're male. You didn't tell me you're a male or female. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. I mean, you could be 6'2", you'd be a woman. So why don't you just tell me so that I don't. MJ, no. You mean no, you didn't see the website? Here, I'm going to put it in the chat for you then. Here it is right at the bottom, everybody. The New Health. And that website, there's nothing there to buy. The only thing on there is the medical proof. Okay, good, Nikki. Now let me get back to you. All right, at 6'2", Nikki, a great weight for you would be about 210. That's 40 pounds. You're making this too easy for me, Nikki. In the first 4 days, you'll probably lose 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. The first month, you're going to lose, I know it sounds crazy to you, but minimum you'll lose in the first month is 25 pounds. You'll be 225 after 1 month. So effectively, in less than 2 months, you should be 210. Nikki, put in the chat, how excited would you be about that? So that means by April, May, by the middle of May, you should be 210 or sooner. And the reason I say that, because you've got people like, look at this guy here, Ken. Look at that, Nikki. He lost 34 pounds in 29 days. I'm under promising because I want to overperform. Would it be, Nikki, that you're happy with that number? Good. Nikki, do you see right above his head there in blue? Well, it's also right above your name, The New Health Conversation. Nikki, if you go there, we won't contact you because we want you to investigate. The medical proof is there, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world. And what happens is if you go and like what you see, Nikki, scroll down and you get a free coach and a free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coach? $0. What are you buying from us? Nothing. We have nothing to sell. You're going to get food. You're going to buy a month's worth of food, 30% from your grocery store. That's all. And you get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables from our coaches. The other 70% of what he ate doesn't come from any grocery store anywhere in the world. It comes from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition in small amounts of food. Then they invented a new way of eating that will teach you until you lose your weight. Nikki, the first 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Yeah, you heard me. You're going to start with these world's most perfect foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal, the world's most perfect foods. Then 2 days a week, Nikki, here comes this. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? I'm going to just say, yes, you do, because what we're doing is we're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals. As they enter the body's taking the chemical and stuffing it inside our visceral fat, and that the bloating you may be experiencing or unhappy with is because your body is warning you you're storing chemicals in the fat cells. on this. They proved that's why he shrank so much. This is removing, by that 48 hours, 2 days a week, you're eating 8 times a day, no food from your grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. And they proved it was a detox through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. No question. It's a detox. Nikki, does this make sense? You're not going on a diet. You're eating food. You're going to, like I said, 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, you're going to have 8 meals a day. And it's all laid out. As a matter of fact, Nikki, all of you also get this. It's called the Blueprint of Success. And each one of these yellows, it's exactly what he followed. They're videos from the researchers who created this, who, by the way, don't have a company and don't have any products. They're scientists. So just like us, you don't buy anything from us. You're going to buy from your grocery store or from these other suppliers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Does that make sense now? Yes, it does. I'm definitely okay. And you saw the link for the website, correct? Or you can see it right there above his head. The New Health Conversation, Nikki. I just want to make sure you know where to go. And if you go there, Nikki, look, we won't contact you on my kids' lives. We don't do that. We want you to have the freedom to look at the medical proof, watch this interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. If you like what you see, scroll down, free consultation, free coach, and they'll explain everything to you, and they'll be your free live coach the whole time until you get your goal of 210. Got it, Nikki? Thank you, Nikki. Terrific. Who else would like to see? Yep, I see it. Okay, good. The New Health Conversation, in the blue right there, the New Health Conversation. Just make sure it's the New Health, and don't do at, because that'll take you to my TikTok site where I got 1,500 videos, but there's no medical proof and there's no way to get a coach on my TikTok site. So this is a standalone website. It's not a link, the New Health Conversation. Okay, that's for all of you, not just for Nikki. No, thank you, Nikki. We'd love to help you. Who else would like to put in the chat? If you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who else would like to know? Oh, I'm gonna pause for I gotta turn the heat in here. It's too much. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh. Hello, sorry about that, everybody. I was roasting in here. I'm in Denver. We had snow, and I'm in a conference room, and they jacked the heat up, but it's unbearable. Anyway, to make a long story short, who else would like to know? Again, back to the sensors. This is not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. It's a detox that we all need to be detoxing. Everybody. It is not a diet. And we have the only, other than the pharmaceutical companies, we have the only actual medical proof behind what I'm showing people. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So who else would like to? She lost 60 pounds in 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, no products. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Who would like to know about this? I know I've got other people on here. I can see you, but I don't understand why you're so shy. Or listen, I'm an open book. You tell me if you want a question, if you want me to go over how did she do this, please put it in the chat. I'm not a mind reader. This is a live podcast. I should have asked you, Nikki, if you're still there, if you don't mind answering. Are you aware, Nikki, of anybody that you've ever seen on social media with a medical podcast on weight loss with actual medical proof, not just somebody talking and giving you opinions and showing you before and after pictures, but physically actually having the medical proof? And again, I know you haven't been to the website yet, but you'll see when you go there, there's nothing to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof, because it's important that you get a chance to make a decision. You get to make it, not us. We're not here to convince you or to try and twist your arm how to do this. That's not what we do. So would anybody else like to comment? Who else would like to know if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Effectively, you're going to lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. Who would like to put it in the chat, and I'll give you a free. First of all, I'm going to tell you your medical weight, and then I'm going to show you how fast you can get there. So who would like to know? And to get to the sensors again, this has nothing to do with disordered eating or body image or weight management. It is not a diet. It's a detox. The side benefit is the weight loss, but it's emphatically safe. It's published. You can't get published in these medical journals. If it wasn't safe, they would publish that. The reason no drug ever gets approved, it goes through human beings, trials, and then it goes to the journals. But before those journals will publish the results, they have it scrutinized by the top weight loss, well, and drugs, it's a different, because those are pharmacists and people like that are analyzing it. And the goal of the journal is to basically make sure that if they tell something's good, safe, it's safe. So this is 100% safe. So who else would like to ask me a question? If you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who else would like to know? So really, it's pretty simple. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. It's not a diet, it's a detox. Everybody should be detoxing. Everybody. I mean, if you don't think you're toxic, then you're on the wrong podcast. And no diet has ever been shown medically to ever remove any toxins from the body until now, until this. So who else would like to ask me a question? Okay, CE 171, 1920, 5'6", 250. Okay, 5'6", a great weight for you is going to be 130. That's 120 pounds. You're going to lose in the first 4 days 8 or 10 pounds. The first month, you'll lose it. I'm going to tell you right now, you lose at least 25 pounds. 225 after 1 month, probably 205 after 2 months. I'd say 205, 180 after, so 250, 180 after 3 months, 160 after 4 months, 140. So a little bit over, I'd say less than 5 months, you're going to be basically at 130. Tell me C71, 920. How excited would you be about that? That's with no exercise. You're going to lose a whole dress size in the first 7 days. Within a month, none of your clothes are going to fit you. But man, imagine you can get there in 5 months. That's going to put you in July. Let's see. So April, May, June, July. Yeah, by probably the end of July, you're going to be like 130. So tell me how excited you'd be about that. Yeah, I know it's 130 because I said 120. So 5 months, you could be 130. You don't, give me a comment. C171, how excited would you be about that? And here's the free website you can go to, 170. Any of you, the New Health Conversation. The only thing there is the medical proof. There's nothing to buy. We will not contact you if you go there, but you can contact us by scrolling down, get a free consultation and a free coach. The coaching is free the whole time. There's no gimmicks. You buy nothing from us. You're buying a month's worth of food to start out with. 30% from your grocery store. Good, C171. I bet you're excited. You deserve it. Why not? I always tell people, C171, I don't know your name, so that's what I'm calling you. Don't get mad at me. I always tell people, why are you settling for? Why not make yourself the number one priority in your life? I mean, it's really possible, right? It's really possible. But I would imagine you'd be unbelievably excited if after a month you're at 225. That's going to be a little bit over 5 pounds a week, about 6 pounds a week. But we see it all the time. Look, this lady here only needed to lose 30 pounds. She loses 21 pounds in a month. When is the last time you ever lost 5 pounds a month? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen on diets for any of you. And so you see right ahead in blue, right above her head there too, the New Health Conversation. Do not do the New Health Conversation. Now take to my TikTok. I got 1,500 videos there. There's no medical proof and there's no way to get a coach. This website right there, the New Health Conversation, if you go there, you get a free consultation and a free coach. Okay? Who else would like to ask me a question, or if you put in the chat, if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I think what's so amazing about this is we have people like Mary. Look at this, everybody. 200 pounds in 11 months. No surgery of any kind. Isn't that it's such a great story. I love that picture. But who else would like to ask me a question? I don't know what's going on this afternoon. Maybe people are watching the golf tournament. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's really, it's an amazing, amazing um, opportunity for all of you to change your lives. Wonderful, Oz. You got a great coach. That is a great, great. Did you like him? Was he nice? I mean, I bet he was. And he's also very, very knowledgeable. He's been with me for over 20 years, one of my favorite people, and someone who stepped up to the plate and just said, look, I want to help other people along with you because I can't. Good, good. I'm really happy for you. That's just great. He's a wonderful human being. Wonderful. Again, who else would like to ask me a question? If you, Ozan, since you've been there, will you confirm to everybody on the website there's nothing to buy and you really have a free coach? Can you just give a yes? Oh yeah, and his wife to relate with him. Yeah, she's wonderful. She's absolutely, yeah, he would tell you I had a little bit of to do about those two getting married, but that's a whole different story. I was the Cupid, I guess you could say. Cupid, draw back your bow, that was me. No, I love them both. They're both Allison. His wife's name's Allie. They're great, great people. I'm so blessed. I started the New Health, not to brag, everybody, but um, I started the New Health Conversation 23 years ago with one person. That was me, and we've now helped 800,000 people in 23 years. 800,000. I'm very proud of that, and we'd love to help as many of you as want to be helped. And it starts by you simply listen. You either can ask me a question, how in the world did they do this? Because it's not a diet, and it's not disordered eating, and it's not unhealthy, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Official Trina Tolbert. That's wonderful. I'm not sure what's wonderful, Trina, but oh, because of the movement, you mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm going to share a story with everybody. I don't normally do this, but my own mother, not that I'm embarrassed, I loved my mom more than anything. Her name was Grace. And my mom, you see, everybody, my mom was morbidly obese my whole life. I never knew her thin. I never knew her healthy. And before I became a researcher almost 25 years ago, my mom called me up one day all excited and said, Peter, I said, Mom, you sound excited. She said, yeah, I had the most amazing dream last night. And I said, what's that? She said, I dreamt that I spent one day thin. Not a week, not a month, not a year, one day. I was so happy for her. Well, 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. I really, truly believe my mom died. She died herself to death. Because we know now, for example, that up to 40% of what my mom was losing was lean muscle. Last time I checked, the heart's a muscle, so losing lean muscle is not really one of the things you want to be doing. So I started the New Health Conversation in part in memory of my mom, and we've helped 800,000 people. I'm really proud of that, and we'd love to help any of you. And we coach you for free, and you get a free consultation, and you're buying food. You're buying a month's worth of food. That's how this works. There's no products. There's no lotions, potions, pills, anything like that. So who else would like to ask me a question? So the thing is that here's what I would ask all of you, okay? Let's just look at from a medical perspective, right? Can anybody name anybody like Trina? Official Trina, can you name anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence? Medical evidence is published in one of the big, it's got to be done on human beings and then published in these major medical journals. Are you aware of anybody like that, Official Trina? Anybody? No, I can't, right. So do you understand then, Official Trina? Here's what's happening. The choices you've made, I don't know you and I don't know anything about you, but the choices you made obviously came from some influencer. It could have been a medical doctor, it could have been a dietitian, a nutritionist, a fitness trainer, a weight loss coach, whatever it was. They gave you advice based on an opinion with no facts. Do you understand that now, Trina, after listening to this podcast? I'm proud. I can't find, no one's challenged me to find another podcast like this anywhere on social media with actual medical proof for weight loss. They're all talking about keto and paleo and Mediterranean and carnivore and count your macros and all that. It's all nonsense. None of it works. Even if it worked, there's no medical proof. What kind of weight are you losing? 25 to 40% on all those diets is your lean muscle mass, which is making you unhealthy. So again, it's really, it's just a sad state of affairs. You all are relying they're nice people. I'm not going to disparage them. But just from a purely scientific matter, they have no proof. They're giving you opinions. That's it. So you're entrusting your future, as far as weight loss or health, to someone giving you an opinion. Why don't you just go down to the corner store and ask the clerk behind there, how do I lose weight? Their answer would be no better or worse than the people that are giving you solutions and telling you somehow that this is how to lose weight and this is a diet, or now we have the shots. Did you ever think about that, any of you? Did you ever really contemplate, wait a minute, who am I following? Why am I following anybody? I know one thing, you'd never take a prescription drug if it wasn't a peer-reviewed human trial medical study. So why would you enter into any protocol to lose weight that doesn't have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? Even the drug companies have them. But again, these GLP-1s, when you really find out about how much weight people actually are losing, it's pretty unimpressive. And we're not against the shots. You can bet on the fact that a diabetic needs them or people that are morbidly obese. But what about the rest of you? Who would like to tell me, if you'll tell me how tall you are in your current, male or female, weight, height and weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Trina, you agree. Great. You didn't have to. Trina, I hope you feel like I'm educating you, not convincing you. Does that make sense? And Trina, you're not aware of anybody, you already told me this, you're not aware of anybody else on TikTok, on social media with any medical proof. So obviously you had to rely on whatever you've done or are doing on an opinion. That's all they have. You can't have, if you don't have medical facts, all you have is an opinion. Does that make sense? All you have is an opinion. And I don't think, if I have the choice between an opinion and medical research that it's safe, it's not disordered eating, it's not body image, it's absolutely proven to be safe. I mean, which one would you choose? All of you, I'm going to ask all of you a question right now. If you had a choice, now knowing what you know, so you can go back to following keto, paleo, Mediterranean diet with whoever's telling you about it, and you're okay with an opinion, put a 1 in, not yet, a 1 in the chat, in the comments. But if you think I want to do what she did that's medically backed, put a 2 in the chat. I always do this. I love to see what people think because we're opening a 2. We're opening hopefully to your thought process to say, no, wait a minute. Why would I follow an opinion when now we have medical proof that this blows diets away? Like I said, hi there, I'm new here. How does this work, please? Angel Lewis. Well, Angel, it's not a diet, and she lost 60 pounds. Just let's read it together. She actually lost 60 pounds in just 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, no products, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical studies in the world. So what I've been doing for people first, I do a free analysis right now, medical proof. If you're male or female, well, Angel, I think I could be wrong, but I'm saying you're female. And if you'll tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight. And then I'll explain to you what you actually do. It's based on food. There are no products. Think of it this way. You basically have no food in your house. You're going to buy a month's worth of food, but it's going to be different than what you used to. And then you're going to eat in a whole different way called an eating pattern called protein pacing, which is a registered trademark by the U.S. Patent Office. It's not a diet. And I promise you can lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. Okay, Angel, 5'2 and a half, 68 kilos. Okay, Angel, let me ask you a question, very important. It's not available everywhere in the world. I'm going to tell you where it's available. Hopefully you're in one of these countries. United States, Canada, United States, Mexico, Puerto Rico, New Zealand, Australia, or anywhere in the EU? Are you in one of those countries? Because if you're not, oh, you're good. Then no problem. The only thing I would tell you, Angel, if you like what I'm going to share with you, and you do fill out the form because you get free coaching, you have to put in your WhatsApp phone number. I'm sure you have WhatsApp, Angel. Am I correct? Just give me a yes. Okay, so Angel, 5'2". Okay, 68 kilos. I see 145 too. Okay, you want to be no more at 5'2". You want to be about 55 kilos. That's 13 kilos. So get ready. In the first 4 days, you'll probably lose 3 or 4 kilos. The first month, you're 68. Yeah, you're going to probably lose. You'll probably lose. This will sound crazy to you, probably, but you could lose as much as 10 kilos in the first 30 days. It'll probably so that's 78. Okay, we want to get you down to 55, 78. The second month, it may slow a little bit. Let's say 6 kilos. So 58, so 52 after 2 months, another 6 to be 46 after 3 months. And we want you to be 50, what did we say, 55? Oh, 2 months you're going to be there. I overstated. Okay, so the first month about 8, that's 60. The second month about 6 is 54. So basically in 2 months or less, Angel, you'll be at 55 kilos. Tell me how excited you are about that. And it's 8 o'clock at night for you right now, at 8:18 if I'm right, correct? So Angel, does that excite you? And Angel, here's the website, Angel, that you would go to, and you do have TikTok, sorry. This is where you want to go, the New Health Conversation. Screenshot it. Hey, go to that website. We will not contact you, Angel. Be very clear, because we want you to see the medical proof without being harassed. If you like what you see, scroll down, free consultation, free coaching. How much is the consultation, Angel? 0. How much is the coaching? 0. What are you buying? Food. Here's how it works. It was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world after 40 years of studies. They found people in these faraway regions in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Nobody was overweight. I mean, nobody. And when they looked at what were these people doing, they found that they were simply ingesting food that you don't have available in the UK or in the United States, in these regions with just these huge amounts of nutrition. And people ate less food, and therefore they weren't overweight. So the researchers put together a food list that you would actually get from our coaches. You'd take it to your grocery store in England, in the UK. On it would be proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. That's only 30% of whatever you bought last month at the grocery store. Imagine when you start this, you have no. I know it sounds unimaginable, but we see it all the time. Trust me, we see it all the time. You're not an experiment. I promise, Angel. So listen to me, because I want you to understand the science and how it works. So basically, 30% of the food is going to come from your grocery store. The other 70% from these exotic foods around the world. And then we're going to teach you, you're going to eat, listen to this, 5 days a week, Angel. You're going to have 4 meals a day. Yeah, this is, again, senses, not disordered eating, 4 meals a day. You start with the world's most perfect foods from those regions for breakfast, lunch and dinner from your grocery store in the UK, and a 4th meal after dinner, 5 days a week. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these foods around the world. And this time, she had 8 times a day. Now, this is very important, Angel, that you understand this. We're living in a toxic world, including you and me, and therefore we're all toxic. We're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals. Even in the UK, you are. And as those enter your body, the body's taking that chemical and stuffing it inside what's called your visceral fat. The visceral fat's fat around your organs, and those fat cells expand. So any bloating you have has nothing to do with you getting fatter. That's a total lie. You have exactly the same number of fat cells, give or take a few, at puberty you have when you die. And your fat cells can expand or contract. That's it. In this case, most women on this lose a whole dress size in a week. In a week. And no one was allowed to exercise, Angel. Nobody. Now, how does the detox work? Well, every night when you go to sleep, your body begins to shut down digestion, and as it does that, then it starts a detox process every night called autophagy, when you get rid of the dead cells. These researchers thought if they could use these foods and feed her 8 times a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods, she'd get really small amounts of food, which would do what? Would suspend digestion, turning on the mechanism. How do they know it worked? Because they did blood stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved this is a detox, and that's why all these people shrank. If you look at Julie here, so Julie, that's 17 kilos in 37 days. But look at how much she shrank. Is that not crazy? And even, this is going to change your whole world. It'll change your whole life. I'm telling you, you've never seen anything like this. And there's the website you would go to right there, the New Health Conversation. And if you go there, we won't even contact you. But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free coach. But here's a critical, important thing. If you decide you want to talk to a coach, which is free, you have to put your WhatsApp phone number. Make sure to put your WhatsApp in. Otherwise, they won't be able to get a hold of you. Makes sense? I'm sure that you have WhatsApp. I'm sure that you do. Yeah, official, Trina. Are you excited now, Trina? Angel. So I'm sure you have WhatsApp. Am I correct? Because it's a free download if you don't on your phone. Yes, I do. And did you get the website? Do you see it right there, Angel? And remember, Angel, if you go to that website, we will not contact you. We don't do that. We shouldn't have to. It should be the medical proof should be enough that you then want to talk to a coach. And the coaching's free the whole time, Angel. It's not just the initial consultation's free. The whole time they'll coach you for free. You buy nothing from the coaches. Now, again, be very careful. I have people coming on telling my coaches, Peter said it was free. The only thing free is the coaching. You're going to buy, you have to eat. You're buying a month's worth of food. Does that make sense? Angel, just give me a yes. You've been excited, said Trina. Did you fill out a form yet, Trina? I should have asked you that a while. Not that it matters, you can do it or not. It's not going to change my life, but it sure could change yours. So Angel, are you excited? Like really excited. Good. That makes sense. Good. And you do have the website, right? You've got it right there, the New Health Conversation. Well, you can also see it right above your head there in red, the New Health Conversation. Don't do at any of you. Don't do at the New Health Conversation. That's my TikTok. I got 1,500 videos, but there's no medical proof there and there's no coaching. There's no coaches. You've got to go to that. Oh, okay. And you're getting started again. That's right. You were on, I think yesterday you told me that. I got so many names. I'm sorry. I just didn't recognize it. That's it. Angel, that's it. Yep, you got it. Absolutely correct. Just don't put an at in front of it because you won't get what you want to go. Censor, she put that in there. I didn't. I get in trouble if I do that, Angel, but I can't prevent the general public from putting in whatever they want in the comments. All right, who else is excited? And Trina, I will tell you too that this has evolved. We've made it even better since last September. So it's easier to do it now, especially the detox, the 48 hours detox is so much easier to do it. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad. And you feel like you're learning something, so it's worth your time? The whole idea behind this is to help people. We have the knowledge, you don't. Not that you're not smart, you just don't have the knowledge. It's not that you don't have knowledge, you don't have this knowledge. And how can you know what you don't know, right, Trina, how would you know what you can't know? You wouldn't. Who else would like to come on and tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight. And again, back to the sensors. This is not disordered eating. I want all of you to hear this. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Who would like to know? She actually lost 60 pounds in just 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, no products. And like I keep saying, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. For the sensors, it's 100% free. There's no disordered eating and no body dysphoria or anything like that. Okay, did Colin go over with you what you can expect? Yes or no? Because I'll do it as well. Just give me a yes or no and you understand I'm prejudiced, but he's obviously the king of coaches. Vibrate high, so assured. Okay. All right, so Tina, here's what I would expect with you. 5'0", 100 pounds is the most you want to be, 75 pounds. I'm going to go real conservative because he gets mad at me if I really tell you what I really think. Um, but honestly, there's no reason in the first 4 days you're not going to lose 6 or 8 pounds. I'd say the first month you should be looking at about 20 pounds. So 155 after 2 months. I'd say 130, 135 after 2 months. The fourth month, it'll probably down a little bit, like 115 to 120 after 3 months. 4 months, uh, 4 months, you'll be about maybe 110. So a little bit over 4 months, you should be 100 pounds. Trina, tell me how excited you'd be about that. Would that blow your mind? Oh, you give me all kinds of hearts. I see that. Great. Oh, the cherry. There's something. That's good. Yes, yes, you'd be excited. Good, good. Is your sister doing it also? Is your sister doing it also, Trina? Because we have a lot of sisters that are they sort of get together and do it together, and they find it's really fun, to do it with somebody else. Oh, she's not. Okay, well that's okay. It doesn't matter. I just was curious. So again, of the people that are on here right now, who else would like to know if you tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight? I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. At any moment, any of you can go to that website, and red right above her head says The New Health Conversation. That's the website. If you go there, we won't contact you. The only thing on there is the medical proof. If you scroll down, you get a free consultation and a free coach. Excuse me. Female, weight 179, 5'1", goal 125. 5'1". See, I'm not going to give you a goal weight. I'm not being disrespectful, but from a scientist, the most at 5'1", the most you should be is maybe 110. That's 89 pounds. That's 69 pounds. But don't despair. Watch what's going to happen. So key. The first 4 days, you're probably going to lose your 179. Yeah, 6 to 8 pounds in 4 days. The first month, at least 20 pounds. 159 after 1 month. 139 after 2 months. 119 after 3 months. 4 months, you pretty much, I know key sounds crazy, but within 4 months, you should be knocking on the door of 110. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. Put it in the chat. Come on. I love feedback from all of you because then I know I'm making a difference. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Are you excited about those numbers, yes or no? Oh, Key gave me 3. And did you get a chance, have you been listening? Did you get a chance to listen how this works? If not, I'm happy to explain it to you. It's not a diet. So give me a yes or no. And if you want me to, just give me a yes that you want me to explain it to you. Oh, you just joined. Okay. So let's talk about it because it's a good review for many of the other people on here anyway. So Key, I want to ask you a couple quick questions before we start, if you don't mind. They're simple. Number one, do you believe we're living in a toxic world? And do you believe you're toxic? Because if you don't, you'd be on the wrong podcast. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm telling you this is a detox. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with counting calories. No one is even allowed to exercise. Yes and yes. Okay. All right. So what we know is happening to all of us, including me, including you, we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals. As they enter our body, the body to protect you and me is taking the chemical and stuffing it inside what's called your visceral fat. The visceral fats are on the organs, and those fat cells are expanding. So any bloating you might probably tell me about is a result, not because you added fat to your body. That's a total lie. So again, back to the sensors. This has nothing to do with body image. The body is literally expanding the fat cells, but you're not adding fat. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you do when you pass away, and over your lifetime, give or take a few, your fat cells expand or contract, okay? On this, for example, Key, in the first week with no exercise, expect to lose at least 1 dress size in a week. I didn't say a month, I said a week. In a month, none of your clothes are going to fit you. You're going to shrink that much. Because again, it's a detox. And the way this works, and I'm going to explain it to you how it works, but it's really pulling chemicals out of the fat cells, and those fat cells are shrinking. They're not going away, but they're shrinking. You got it? Does that make sense? Okay. So the researchers who invented this they're voted the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They have been paid for 40 years to analyze diets, never found a diet that worked. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of everybody ended up gaining more weight than they lost because Key, the main thing you've ever lost on any diet you've been on is your lean muscle mass. You got it? So what these people did is they said, we got to find some place in the world where nobody's overweight. And they found other researchers that had gone to these areas in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, finding these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food by quantity. So what you're going to do, you're going to buy a month's worth of food. I'm telling you, there's no products, there's no pills, there's no lotions, there's no machines, there's no injections. You've got to eat for a month, right? I mean, you're going to buy food anyway, all right? So you're going to get a grocery list from our coaches. If you go to the website, they'll give you the free grocery list for you to take to your grocery store. You're buying food, though. You're going to get proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, not on calories, okay? What about the other 70% of your money? Aha, that goes to buy these foods that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. That's what makes this work, because why? Those foods have tremendous amounts of nutrition. So how much nutrition? About 300 different nutrients. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need any. You need no supplements at all. Then they invented a new way of eating based on this nutrition model. So 5 days a week, she was having 4 meals a day. She started with the world's most perfect foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal. You got it so far? So 5 days out of each week until you lose your weight, you're going to have 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Here comes the detox. Only these world's most perfect foods. And this time she ate 8 times a day. You heard me. The diabetics in this, no one had insulin spikes. People who weighed 400 pounds weren't hungry. And I'm going to explain all that to you in just a moment, but let's get through this first. Now, why was it necessary to eat 8 times a day and only those foods from around the world? Here's why. Because last night and every night when you go to sleep, yeah, I know I didn't know that. Now you know it, okay? Listen to me. So what happens is that each night as you go to sleep, your body begins a detox process naturally every night. You don't have to do anything, called autophagy, when your body gets rid of dead cells, as long as you don't eat too late. Okay, you got that part? Eating late is a really bad thing, okay? So the researchers knew that in order to get the body to detox, you had to somehow really slow down digestion. So by giving her these foods from around the world 8 times a day, she was getting really small amounts of food. No digestion going on, huge amounts of nutrition. She detoxed and they proved it, Kihi. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from the body. Well, you can look how much she shrank there. Most people think it's a different woman. It's actually the daughter of a friend of mine, okay? And then if we look at someone like Julie, look at this. I mean, look at how much she shrank. Look at her stomach, her thighs, her calves. I mean, unbelievable. But it's not body image, it's a detox. Now, let me keep going. So 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day until you get to your goal. And then the other 2 days a week, you're going to be doing a 48-hour detox. Now, maintenance is simple. You have the world's most perfect, I did this morning, the world's most perfect food for breakfast. I had lunch. I'm going to have dinner tonight. And I lost 40 pounds, 20 kilos I lost in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what's so significant about this key. It's not just you're going to lose the weight, but we'll show you how to keep it off for the rest of your life. I think that's a pretty good goal, is it not? Okay, maybe like 10 o'clock at night. I'd say within an hour or so of when you go to bed, it's still okay, but depends what you eat. If you eat a candy bar, not so good. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things on this, that your last meal of the day probably is going to be within about an hour or so before you go to bed. But it's super nutrition. So guess what? Your body doesn't have to do, it doesn't interfere with your autophagy. We have the medical proof to back it up. Make sense? All right. Yeah, I know, Kihi, but there's no reason listen, let me ask you something, Kihi. If not you, who? Why does anybody deserve this more than you do for your life moving forward? You know what I tell everybody, Kihi? I say, imagine we're shipping like this. We're not really, but just play with me, right? This big button, and it's red, and on the top, you know what's printed on the top of it? And we want you to use both hands to press the button. I'm making this up. It's not real, but I just want you to get the concept. It says do over. Don't you want to start over? Don't you want to do over? If you can get to those kind of weights Don't you think you're going to be happier, have more energy? It has nothing to do with body image. It has nothing to do with fitting in your skinny jeans. Just you're going to have more energy. Your mental fog's going to, you're going to sleep better at night, and you're going to detoxify your body. If you believe we're living in a toxic world, that's the number one reason to do this. It's not to lose weight. That's a given. That's like our booby prize. That's thrown in. Key, you have a chance to hit the do-over button for the rest of your life starting now. If not now, when, Key? When? Next week? Next month? Are you going to start in June? You're going to start in September? You can really, and you get a free coach. All of you, free coaching. All of you, free coaching. You're buying food. Are you buying a month's worth of food, everybody? There's no products. Good. Yes, I definitely would be. Christina, let me just finish with Key. Are you good, Keely? And you know that. So again, Christina, too. Here's the website that everybody's going to, and it's a medical website. There's nothing to buy. It's all the medical proof behind what I'm going to share with you in just a second. And so they're all going there, and if they like what they see, they scroll down. They get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time. And the only thing they're buying is food. Nothing from us. There are no lotions, potions, pills, whatever. Okay. So, all right. So hopefully, Kay, you're good with that, right? All right, what is it? How much? Yes, sir. Thank you for looking up. No problem. So first of all, Christina, you're going to buy a month's worth of food. Just start with that premise. Imagine you have nothing in your house. 30% of the money, whatever you spent last month, take 30% of those dollars. That's what you're going to spend at your grocery store. You're going to get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables developed by the top researchers in the world. And the one thing you need to know, Christina, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's not speculation. It's not an opinion. It's based on medical research, published medical research. As high a standard as you can go in medical research is published in a medical journal. That's why no drug, if it's approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study, that then gets published. The key is published. It's got to be published, right? So effectively, what's happening is hopefully you believe this. If you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. We're living in a toxic world. We're all toxic. We're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals. As they enter our body, the body takes the chemical and stuffs it inside our visceral fat. And those fat cells expand. There is no such thing as getting fatter. That's a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you pass away. And over your lifetime, give or take a few, your fat cells expand or contract. So any bloating you might experience is caused by the body storing these chemicals inside your fat cells. This protocol is proven medically to remove toxins from the body, not up for debate. I'll explain to you how that works in just a moment, but I want you to get the general concept first. Does that make sense? And you're saying, yes, you believe we're living in a toxic world. Great. Okay, let me keep going for you, Christina. So what the researchers did, Christina, they are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They were paid for 40 years to try and find a diet that worked. They never found a diet that worked, and 2/3 of everybody in every diet gained more weight than they lost. And one thing I want to teach all of you right now, let's blow up this myth about counting calories. Your body can't count a calorie, doesn't know what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. It's the most ridiculous thing that's ever been out there. So you're hungry. Your whole thing about eating is based on two hormones. This is important that you all understand this before I explain it to you, how this works. But you need to understand, basically, I'll make it really simple. You have an on-switch hormone called ghrelin. You have an off-switch hormone called leptin. Leptin turns ghrelin off once you have enough nutrition in your body. Not enough calories, not enough food. It's all based on nutrition. So literally what happens when your level of food in your stomach drops, the leptin goes, okay, ghrelin, it turns on. It turns it on and off. So now it turns it on. If you didn't have ghrelin, you would starve to death. So there goes ghrelin. But ghrelin is going along, and leptin's looking at how, like filling up your tank, like tank in your car. You're watching the gas gauge go like that. That's really kind of what's going on. When leptin sees the gas tank hits F for full, it turns off ghrelin. Now you're satisfied. That is the main pitfall of all these diets you're on, and especially these shots. We'll talk about that in a moment. So what's happening to you on a diet, you're reducing the amount of food, you're reducing the amount of nutrition. and you're literally grilling, it's wide open. It's going, feed me, feed me, feed me. That's why willpower doesn't work long term. That's why you're overcome. You're trying to overcome the metal, the absolute way your body works inside. If you can't turn off grilling, you're doomed. Well, on this, they were able to do that because they were giving people 30% of the food came from the grocery store, 70% from these faraway lands where nobody was overweight. And the secret was these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America had massive amounts of nutrition. So when she was eating, and we'll go over that in just a moment, it was all based on nutrition. It wasn't based on how much food she had on her plate. It was how much nutrition was going in her body, because then, again, the gauge is filling up, right? Once it got here, leptin goes, turn off grilling. We have people weighing 500 pounds on this. They're not hungry. They can't believe it because your serving sizes is going to look like, oh my God, I'm going to be starving doing that. No, you're not. Your starvation would come only from lack of calories, not from lack of nutrition. So then what they were able to do, Christina, they were able to put together a new kind of eating where 5 days a week she had 4 meals a day. Yeah, she started with the World's Most Perfect Foods, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a fourth meal after dinner. So again, by the time any period during the day, ghrelin was really under control. As she went through the nutrition, ghrelin would come on and leptin would turn it off. Nobody was hungry. Okay, then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from around the world, Christina, that represented all this nutrition. And she ate 8 times a day, every hour and a half for 2 hours. Now, why? Because that's the detox portion of this. So 2 days a week out of 7, until you lose your weight, you'd be doing a 48-hour detox. Now, how does it work? The same as when you go to sleep at night. Your body slows down digestion and then starts to detox in a process called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. They were able to do this with her when she was awake, and they proved it. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, Christina, and it was removing chemicals. Most of the women you will lose, if you did it, you're going to lose a whole dress size just in the first 7 days. You're going to shrink. You literally, and look at Julie. No loose skin. 35 pounds in 37 days, no loose skin. And if we even look at someone, Kristen here, she only had 30 pounds to lose, 21 pounds in a month. But I want you to look at the bloating in her stomach on day 1 and then look at it on day 30. That's not an image thing. That's not body dysphoria. That's showing a healthier person. So Christina, that's how it works. And then let me finish. And then maintenance is simple. You simply have the world's most perfect food for breakfast. I did this morning. I had lunch. I'm going to have dinner in a couple hours. And that's it. And then every couple months, do another 48-hour detox. You know why, Christina? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. Now, lest you think this is not real, let me show you something. Here's a new medical syndrome that's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. TDOS, T for toxins, D for nutritional deficiency, O for being overweight, S for stress. So it's right up there with metabolic syndrome and syndrome X. It's a recognized medical syndrome by the U.S. Patent Office. It was discovered by this researcher, Peter Greenlaw. Oh, that's me, everybody. So Christina, I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has. So maybe you'd want to listen to me a little bit, and let me show you my credentials, not to impress you, but impress upon you. I'm not just some person up here yakking. I've written 4 best-selling books to some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 appearances on public broadcasting and over 1,500 live lectures around the world, educating people about what I just educated you on right now. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. Do you want to be your healthiest version of yourself? Do you think it would be a good idea, Christina, right now that you know, to just continue, not just to store poisons in your fat cells, but every day to add more? That's what we're up against. It's not nothing I made up. I have the medical proof in the book. But I mean, they did a study on newborn infants 10 years ago, and every baby, Christina, coming in the world, they looked at their cord blood, 287 toxic chemicals in the blood of all the newborn infants they tested. 287. Can you imagine how toxic we are? I have no idea how old you are, but I'm sure you're older than 3 hours. I mean, this is crazy what we're doing. And then I don't know if you also saw the study that came out about 4 months ago. 1 cup of Starbucks coffee, Christina, you're getting 25,000 microplastics in each cup of Starbucks. And I like Starbucks, but now I'm bringing my own. I'm serious. I'm bringing my own China cup. It's not their fault. The plastic lining of a paper cup, the heat tends to, 25,000 microplastics they determine in each cup of Starbucks. That's more than having cream in your coffee, I'd say, right? So, Christina, do you have any questions about that? And then if you want to know more, Christina, here's the website. You can screenshot it, The New Health Conversation. And if you go there, Christina, the only thing there is the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. They have no products. They don't sell anything. They don't have a company. They're research scientists who invented this and gave a gift to the world. You could change your life, Christina, if you want to. I'll tell you how dramatic it is, and I'm willing to do it for you if you'll tell me just how tall you are and your current weight. I will blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. And keep in mind, the weight loss is the least important part. It's the health benefits you can gain from it. Not weight, by the way. But it's up to you. I mean, I do them all day long. Cece, I registered yesterday. I'm waiting to be. Yeah, well, the weekends are probably a little bit slower, so hopefully you'll have somebody that if you don't hear by tomorrow, come back on my live and let me know, and I'll make sure you get it. Because all our coaches are volunteers, so sometimes I'm not saying we're not perfect for sure, but most of the time you get called within 24 hours. So Christina, are we in agreement? I mean, we have a consensus of opinion at least. And would you like me to do a free evaluation for you? And again, hopefully so basically I should have told you that if you took your total food budget last month, that's about what you're going to spend, maybe another $25 or $30 a week total. But you're getting remember, you're buying a month's worth of food, but only 30% is coming from your grocery store. So the 70% of the money goes to these. It won't work with regular food. It won't work with just organic food. You notice they limited the amount of food that people buy, no matter where they are in the world, to only 30%. Because I don't care if you're in the United States or Canada or wherever, our foods are becoming more and more and more nutritionally bankrupt, if that makes sense to everybody. Right here, Trina. Hold, Christina. Here it is. Well, no, I'll do an initial with you now if you tell me about. But the real evaluation you want to do it one-on-one with the coach, because then you can ask them whatever, like, are you on medication? I mean, there's a lot of questions that we want to ask you to make sure so that. Oh, I put too many. I put the instead of the. It's the new health. Sorry, hold on. Conversation. Hold on. I keep spelling it wrong. Let me spell it right. Conversation. Is that right? Okay, I just put it right below your name there, Christina. That's the website. And if you go there, the only thing there is the medical proof. You scroll down, it says free consultation and free coaching. 100% free, the consultation and the coaching. The only thing you buy, nothing from us, by the way. You're going to get a grocery list from our coaches, and they'll show you how to get these other researchers, and these other researchers ship the foods to you. I'm sorry about that. But if you'd like for me to do it, if you'll tell me if you're how tall and your current weight, I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. If you don't want to do that, you can always go to the website and once you see the medical proof, scroll down, then you get it. So see, we're showing you everything up front. We're totally transparent because we don't have anything to sell you. Why would we hold back anything? Like I see some of these people, you have to buy their app or buy their groceries. It's ridiculous, silly, before they'll show you the proof. And they don't have any proof in the first place. Okay, 5'1". That's 5'1", 178. Is that correct? I'm assuming 5'1". Okay, 5'1", max at 5'1", no more than 110, 68 pounds. Christina, get ready. The first 4 days, you're going to lose easily 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. The first month, minimum, 178. Yeah, I think you're going to lose at least 20 pounds. That gets you down to 158 after 1 month, 138 after 2 months, 118 after 4 months. You'll be at your goal in 4 months or less, Christina. Just put in the chat, how excited would you be about that? Did you hear what I said? You're going to be you'll be 110 within 4 months or less. It could even be less. Well, look at Julie. Now, I'm not going to promise you that because, again, but I'm under promising. I promise you, Christina, I'm under promising. Do I think you could do that? Yes. She had less weight to lose than you do, and look what she did. Everybody's body is different, of course. And when I'm giving you the numbers, they're very, very conservative. Again, back to the censors on TikTok. This is not disordered eating. This is not body image. This is medically proven, okay? All right. So Christina, are we good? And you know where you saw the website there, Christina, right? Where you get, and the coaches, they'll go over this again with you. It's not a problem, okay? Because we don't know, for example, are you in it? You don't have to tell me. Are you in any, listen, we have people with no thyroids. We have people with Hashimoto's. We have people with goiter. We have people with hyperthyroidism. How about PCO? Wait a minute. How about perimenopause? How about PCOS? How about menopause? And we're not curing, treating, diagnosing, or preventing a medical condition, but all of those come down drastically. The symptoms. Don't do this to lose weight. It's not a diet. Stop censors. Stop telling me it's a diet or a weight management. No. It's a detox. Totally different. So Anna Lee, you're 5'7". Anna Lee Rose. 5'7". Okay, 5'7". Ideal weight for you is going to be about 130 to 63 pounds. Get ready, Anna Lee. First 4 days, 8 to 10 pounds. First month, probably 25 pounds. I'd say 170. 25 pounds, that's, am I right? 25 pounds. 168 after 1 month. The second month, it'll slow down a little bit. I'd say 148. So 2.5 months, you're going to be at about 130. Tell me how excited you'd be about that. 2.5 months from now, you should be 130. Tell me, put it in the chat. Anna Lee, tell me, are you excited about that? I want all of you, when I do this for you, at least tell me you're excited. This is going to change your lives. This is not a diet. Yes, Anna Lee, great. And Anna Lee, did you catch up on that? Did you hear me do the explanation of how this works? And here's the website for all of you to go to. I'm putting it right below your name here, Anna Lee. Health. There it is. I just posted it for you. Okay. All right, Anna Lee, let me give you a quick rundown of how this works. So, first of all, it's not, you can read right there. She actually lost 60 pounds in 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, and no products. That's a good intro. First question for you, Anna Lee Rose. Do you believe we're living in a toxic world and that you're toxic? Because if you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. I couldn't be more upfront with you. We're scientists. We give you real medical proof, okay? So here's the whole point behind this is detoxification. The weight loss is kind of like, that's the throw-in. When the researchers did this, it was based on detoxification. They didn't understand that it was going to produce the kind of weight loss that it's produced. It was sort of like by accident almost. But anyway, here's how it works. The researchers who created this they were voted the #1 weight loss researchers in the world. For 40 years, they were paid to try and find diets that worked. They never found one. They did 100 studies, thousands of people, and the only thing they come up with, 2/3 of everybody on every diet was gaining more weight than they lost in the long run, because everybody, it didn't matter what diet, with 25 to 40% of what the actual weight loss was lean muscle mass. So imagine if you lost, let's say 20 pounds, up to 8 pounds was your lean muscle mass. Well, when that happens, your body slows down your metabolism. That's why you yo-yo and gain all the weight back. I don't believe you would be on here, or any of the other nice people that are on here today would be here if you'd found a diet where you lost weight and kept it off long term, okay? So the researchers said there's got to be an area somewhere in the world where no one's overweight, and they found people in remote areas in Russia, in Mongolia, in Tibet, in South America, and New Zealand, where these people, nobody was overweight. Nobody, Anna Lee, nobody. And when they analyzed, and these were different countries, right? But they were different areas. And the one commonality was all the people were eating foods you couldn't get in any grocery store anywhere until now. You can from these researchers. And those foods just had enormous amounts of nutrition. When they analyzed it, those food groups had about 300 different nutrients collectively. So unless you're on a prescription for low iron or calcium, you don't need anything else. And see, your hunger, Anna Lee, is not generated by lack of calories. The only reason you've ever been hungry in your life is one thing: lack of nutrition. That's the premise behind this. So the researchers got those other researchers to supply these foods for the studies from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And the researchers put together a grocery list that you would have. You'd take to your grocery store, and it has on it proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, vegetables, and salads. And what they did They combined in a new way of eating where 30%, you take your total food bill last month, take 30%, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store, leaving you 70% to buy these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, North America, New Zealand, and such. And they have these huge amounts of nutrition. So based on that, they created a new way of eating that we would teach you until you lose your weight 5 days a week. Wait till you hear this. You're going to eat 4 meals a day. What? Yes. Starting with the Will's Most Perfect Food for breakfast, lunch and dinner from your grocery store list that you'll get from our coaches for free, the list, and then a fourth meal after dinner, the Will's Most Exotic Foods. Now, our coaches are going to show you, give you a grocery list on how to go to the grocery. You know how to go to the grocery store, but I'm saying the list. And the other 70%, those researchers, they'll put you in touch with them. They'll ship directly to you from these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. But it doesn't stop there. The coaches then will coach you for free. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. Now, another important factor, she and everybody, this is what the researchers gave to her to follow. It's called the Blueprint for Success, and each one of these yellows are daily videos explaining to you what you're eating, when you're eating, why it's safe. And the researchers who put this together, they don't have a company. They don't have any products. You're buying food. You're buying food. And like I said, 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day, and then 2 days a week, you're going to have 8 meals a day. Let's get into that a little deeper. So on 5 days a week, breakfast, the world's most exotic food, lunch and dinner from the grocery, fourth meal. 2 days a week is a detox where you have no food from your grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, which you're going to eat 8 times a day. Now, why is that important? Because it's a detox. And we know that we're storing these chemicals in our fat cells. That's why we're bloated. Not because we got fatter. That is a lie. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you have when you pass away. Give or take a few, they expand or contract. Thank goodness they can contract if you can detox your body, which they prove by 2 days a week, having her eat 8 times a day. Now, here's how detox works every night. As you go to sleep, your body slows down digestion and immediately begins detoxing in a process called autophagy, when your body gets rid of the dead cells. Well, they felt they could do that here. And so how did they prove it? By having her eat 8 meals a day of just these foods from around the world, she had really small amounts of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. Now, for example, diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. We had people that weighed 500 pounds. They weren't hungry. Again, your hunger is not generated by lack of calories. Your hunger is generated by lack of nutrition. So what they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from her body, and she shrank. You will lose at least 1 dress size in the first week with no exercise. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. There's nothing like this on the planet, Annalie. Nothing. You could have it, and then maintenance is simple. You have the world's most perfect food for breakfast every morning. I do. I had lunch. I'm going to have dinner tonight, and every 2 months or so, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. And that's really how it works. But you're going to get a free coach, and they'll answer all your questions. They're going to be there to support you. How does it sound, Anna? Isn't it exciting? And we don't sell you. You don't buy anything from us. You're buying from your grocery store. Now, how do we do this? Because we all got coached. The New Health Conversation is a movement. It's not a company. We don't have anything for sale. But we're coaching. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. 800,000. So we kind of know what we're doing. So any other questions about that, Annalie? Are you excited about the process? Look, go to the website. We're not going to even, if you go there, we won't contact you. So don't worry about that. We want you to convince yourself that you want to know more. And the coaches are there to answer all your questions, and then they'll coach you the whole time for free. Good, Annalie. And you understand the website, right? Let me type it for you one more time below your name. Hold on. It has to make sense to you, though. That's what I'm saying. If you're saying you have no questions, hopefully I did a good job of explaining it to you in layman's terms. Why is it saying that? Let's see. So it's the new health conversation. Okay, hold on just a second. There it is right there. There's the website, Anna. You can go there. We will not contact you. Scroll down if you like what you see. Free consultation and free coaching. How much is the consultation? $0. How much is the coaching? $0. I know I'm boring repeating it, but I have people put in the chat, how much is the coaching? It's free. We all got coached, and we got tons of people that have had. Oh, great. That's why you understand so well. Okay, great. Great. Well, Annalie, I bet you'll be, just give me a yes or no. I don't have to convince you. This is published in 10 of the biggest, these are peer-reviewed, published studies in like the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, in Nutrients, Nutrients and Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top medical journals in the entire world. I would assume you would be very impressed. And again, let me ask you a quick question, Annalie. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok or social media with one shred of medical evidence other than the pharmaceutical companies with the GLP-1s? Just give me a yes or no. I'm just really curious. As a healthcare professional, I have great respect for all of you. I've worked with many of you. I wrote 4 best-selling books to some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I lectured in universities and hospitals. They even flew me to China. No, right. So would you say that that makes you feel, because you understand that it's safe, it's proven, it's not up for debate. And thank you for being so honest. I love input. One of the things I love about my podcast is I get to interact with you like one-on-one that I wouldn't do. The biggest lecture I've done, not to impress anybody, was 12,000 people. So it's really hard for me to go one-on-one with people when there's 12,000 people in the audience. But this is the real deal. It's absolutely real, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So who else would like to thank you very much, Annalie? I hope you'll go to the website for your own benefit, not for me. Who else would like to ask me a question? Or if you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Who would like to ask me a question? We have ebbs and flow. We have 20 people, then we have 2 people, then we have 6 people. It's okay. If I can help one life, if I can make a difference in one person's life, then it's definitely worth it. Who else would like to know? And again, back to the sensors. This is not, it's nothing to do with disordered eating. They're eating 5 days a week. They're having 4 meals a day, and 2 days a week, they're eating 8 times a day. It's all based on food. There are no products. There's no lotions, potions. Disordered eating, if you looked at it realistically, is any diet out there is really disordered eating, because we know that 25 to 40% of the weight they're losing on any diet is lean muscle. How could that not be disordered eating? So again, who else would like to ask me if they're male or female, how tall they are? I can tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Come on, everybody. I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear from you. Who would like to know? Everybody's shy all of a sudden. I promise I don't bite. I'm a very nice person. I'm here to serve you. The knowledge that we have is just knowledge you're not aware of. You can't know what you don't know. That's a good way to think about it. And this is changing lives, including mine. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So does that sound pretty impressive to everybody? Remnant. Is that right? Remnant? Did I pronounce it right? Remnant? Yeah, I guess so. Remnant. That's how you spell remnant, 144. Cool. Who else would like to know? If you'll tell me, you don't have to. I'm giving free consultations, for crying out loud. Free. I just need to know you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. I've been blowing people's minds all afternoon. Come on, everybody. Let's do it. Let's figure out how we can help you. Who would like to know? How did she do this? Anybody curious how she lost 60 pounds in 90 days using nothing but a natural food detox, no diets, no pills, no products? Anybody? Would you like to know? Just put a yes in the chat and I'm happy to explain it to you, but I'm not a mind reader. So I don't know what you want me to do. You either have that choice, or if you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are, I'll tell you, and how much you weigh, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. And it's not a diet, it's a detox. It is not a diet. There's no calorie counting. No one was allowed to exercise. So who else would like to know either how they did this or your own? It's more important about you. What do you want to do with your life? You want to keep going on these diets where you lose weight and gain it back, the yo-yo, like a yo-yo, 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 yo-yo? Aren't you sick of it? Aren't you just sick of it? I mean, the sad part is that in all the studies now, here's Medicare. Listen to this, everybody. Not to depress you, But to explain to you what's really going on, Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. The researchers at Medicare reviewed the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether calorie restriction or any diet was an effective treatment for obesity. The researchers found that 2/3 of all dieters regained more weight than they lost. So you're going on a diet to gain weight. Congratulations. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but that's what's happening. Wake the hell up. You're on diets that you're counting calories. Why? Your body can't count a calorie. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. Only thing your body has ever cared about is nutrition. That's what this is based on. But it's not 30% of the food you'd eat on this comes from your own grocery store, organic, but the other 70% you can't buy in any grocery store. It literally comes from the far reaches of the world in places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand, where basically nobody, in these certain regions in those countries, there are areas where nobody's overweight. Nobody. What? What? No. And it's really simple. They simply have foods that aren't available at your grocery store. They just have inordinate, in other words, huge amounts of nutrition. So people could eat what? Less food. See, the fallacy we've all been taught is somehow it's about what's on your plate and how many calories. That's just nonsense. Your body doesn't know what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. You can't be hungry for calories. It is impossible. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. Period. It's not up for debate. I mean, does a mother count the calories when she's breastfeeding a baby? I don't think so. What is the baby getting? High levels of nutrition. Well, the problem is that our foods around the world are becoming more and more and more nutritionally bankrupt. So guess what we have to do? We have to eat more food to get the same amount of nutrition. They've said before that, especially in North America, we're the most overfed and undernourished people in the whole world. But now it's spreading everywhere. You got 2.5 billion people worldwide clinically obese, and 1 billion are, 2.5 billion overweight. 1 billion of the 2.5 billion are considered clinically obese. And then we have a study. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, I have it. Here's Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans, we say, will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Well, that's most of you. What are you doing? Why are you on these diets? I'd love for anybody to tell me. Well, let's do it this way. Can anybody put in the chat, anybody you know on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence, other than the pharmaceutical companies and now these 10 new peer-reviewed studies on protein pacing. But again, up until that, can anybody tell me, just give me a yes or no? I love audience participation. Come on, let's have some fun. Are you aware of anybody on TikTok with one shred of medical evidence? Because if they got no medical evidence, what are they telling you? They're giving you an opinion based on what? They're giving you advice based on an opinion with no medical facts behind it. I don't care who it is. Come on, everybody, don't be shy. Do you want to know how she lost 60 pounds in 90 days? Are you going to go follow other influencers on TikTok without a shred of medical evidence? I guess you are, or you have, or you will. And again, back to the censors. This is not disordered eating. It's not body image. It's a detox with a side benefit of this amazing weight loss, and people shrink as a result. Nothing to do with body image. They're shrinking because they're detoxing their bodies. And we're showing them only that, what's happening to them as a result of detoxification. Who would like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Well, we got 3,500 likes. If you like the content, just tap on your screen and let's boost that up. We're at 3,500. I'm sure we can get to 4,000 or more. But the most important thing is you. It's not me. It's not her. I mean, here's the point, not to impress you, but impress upon you. I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. They appeared 20 times on PBS, 1,500 lectures all over the world in hospitals and universities. And I come to you only with medical proof. I don't give you opinions. I don't want you to have to think I'm giving you an opinion. That's why it's so important that we have the medical journals are on the website for you to see. We're not hiding anything from you. You're going to buy food from the grocery store and from these other researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You're going to spend about what you did last month on food total on this, maybe $25 to $30 more a week. That's it. It's very, 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 is that enough? Very, very affordable. It's been a long day. I'm getting a little punch happy. Not punch drunk, just punch happy. But I'm here to serve any of you that will let me do that for you. If you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this, if that's what you want to do. Reg. Okay. And did you register? Is it under Reg? I'm going to go look right now and see if you were registered. Not your fault. I want to see if you are registered here. Okay, so let's go to sent. Okay, sent. Okay, is it under Reg, R-E-G? Is that what it's under? I'm going there right now. Let's see if I got Reg. Registration. I need to know what you would have put in the search, Reg, so that I'm going to go look it up right while we're live. It's my responsibility. So it's just under REG. You would have put it into RG because I cannot find an RG so far anyway. Let me do one more search. Okay, Reg. Hold on just a second. I'm still looking for your Reg. Lead. Hold on. Jenny Russell. Reg. Okay, I can't find you. Not that's your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault. It's probably our fault. But what I need to know, Reg, did you go with, sorry. Did you go with this? Did you type in the new health conversation, or did you do at the new health conversation? Very important. Just give me a yes. You just need to answer yes or no. Because if you did at, that's why you didn't get contacted. I'm not saying you did that, but I'm trying to figure out why you didn't get contacted, because we're very, very diligent about normally within 24 hours. If you're not here you've slipped through the cracks somehow. So did you do that right there, the new health conversation? Because somebody the other day, for example, put in the phone number, they put the wrong phone number in. When I found out that someone wasn't contacted because we were trying to call them back and they had put the wrong phone number in. So, Reg, did you go to the new health conversation or at the new health conversation? Yeah, there's no way that you've slipped through the cracks. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make a deal with you. If you'll go there, again, curious to know, Peter, once you lose weight, do I still need to buy food from overseas? Breakfast every morning. You're spending way, way, way less. Because again, here would be the point. Why wouldn't you want to put the world's most perfect foods in your body every single day, once a day? You're getting 300 nutrients. So you need no supplements at all. That's the whole point behind it. It's based on nutrition that you can't buy at your grocery store. Does that make sense to you? 4,000? So again, Reg, what would you like to, did you do the new health? Reg, give me a yes or no. D160. I'll get you in 1 second. In PCO, it's yes, it really helps with PCO. It's tremendous, tremendous with PCO. 1 minute. Okay, Reg. Let me do Jenny in the meantime. Hi, Jenny, PCO 195.66. Okay, at 5'6", a great weight for you. It's going to be about 135. That's going to be 55 pounds. Get ready, Jenny. Even with PCOS, the first 4 days, you should lose 6 or 8 pounds. The first month, I'd say minimum 15 pounds. So after 1 month, you basically should be 175. Another 15 pounds the second month, 160. The third, I'm being very conservative, 160. So after 3 months, you should be 145. 4 months, you're going to be at your goal. And that's very conservative. I think it could happen faster, but with PCOS, sometimes it does slow down. But put in the chat, Jenny, how excited would you be about those numbers? And your PCOS symptoms are going to go down drastically. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or preventing medical conditions, but we see it all this time. Yes, exactly. Yep, that's it. You got it exactly right. 4,000. Yep, you got it. 100%. That's what I mean, sometimes I have 2 meals a day, but I would say in general, I have 1 meal a day and then but I understand 4,000. Every 2 months, I do another 48 hours. Why? Because the toxins aren't going on vacation. Does that make sense? Jenny, a dream. But don't have it be a dream, Jenny. Have it, look, I'm going to give you the website right now. Here it is. The New Health Conversation. And the only thing on there is the medical proof for you, Jenny. But if you like what you see, scroll down, free consultation, free coach. Also, very important, if you fill out the form, make sure you let us know you have PCOS so we line you with one of our women coaches who's dealt with PCOS, okay? You're going to do it, Jenny. It's not weird. It's just that's what happens with this. We have people with no thyroids, Jenny. No thyroids. How about with goiter, Hashimoto? You don't have that. Hashimoto's hyperthyroidism. It's not a diet, Jenny. It's not. So the reason it works when you got people with those challenges, it's not a diet. It's not about calorie restriction. It's nothing to do with disordered eating, by the way. Research, nothing to do with that. It's more nutrients. It's more like, how can I explain it to you? It's more like protein. It'd be more like a protein, more important than anything else. But the combination of proteins and like 22 naturally occurring vitamins. These foods are mostly nutrition. So again, the coaches, they can go over all that with you. It's a little hard for me to explain it on the phone. I mean, on Zoom with you. I'm not trying to be evasive, but again, you just can't get food. You're not going to find a food with this level of nutrition. It just doesn't exist, except in these really remote areas that they went to and proved it. And of course, we have all of the medical proof behind this, right? So anyway, Reg, I'm still waiting. I want to get you handled here, Reg. Just now, you did it again? Reg, just so I'm clear, you just did it now because I'm going to go look. I'm going to hold up this TikTok for you. You're the most important thing now because of the fact we weren't able to do what we're supposed to do here. Let me see. So sent, okay, more. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Inbox. Okay, let me see, Reg, if you're there. Angel, Reg, you're not there. I don't know where you registered, but you're not on this site. I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the site. It's not there. So if something's wrong. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. And like I said, let me know the minute you do it and I'll do it again. And make sure you put in your correct phone number. And are you in North America or are you in the UK or someplace? Because then if that's the case, you need to put in your WhatsApp phone number. That would exactly be why you didn't get commented. Because I don't remember, Reg, where you're from. Maybe you're in the United States or Canada. So if it's anywhere in North America, you just put your regular phone number in. But if you're in one of those other areas, you need to put in your WhatsApp phone number. So who else would like to, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and the current weight, then I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this, if you'd like to know. Who wants to know? Oh, Bridget, thank you. You gave me that's a heart for my head, I think it is. But who else would like to know? If you'll tell me how tall you are, if you tell me how tall you are and your weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? I'll give you a free evaluation. And sensors, it's not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with body image. It has to do with detoxification, which everybody needs to do. There's no diet that does this, sensors. Nobody has a detox medically proven to work. Never. Okay, let me go look again. Okay, hold on here. Go to inbox. There you are. Okay, hold on. Reg, I'm going to find out what's going on here. Hold on just a second. Sent. I'm doing this in real time for you, Reg. I'm very responsive. Yeah, we must have never gotten your form because there's nobody here. Okay, Reg, I'm going to get you, I'll get you a coach here within, if not today, no later than tomorrow. Let me just pull it up here. Huh, that is incredible. But at least you're there now, so I can, hold on, let me get you again. Go down to the bottom here, hold on. Okay, there's Reg, and obviously you're in North America. Okay, copy, compose. Let me get this for you. Okay, your coach, the coach that'll be calling you, her name is Regina. She's one of my top coaches. And she may even get back to you today, but I'll make sure that you get covered, okay? Really apologize for that, but you were not registered. You were nowhere in the registration. So normally there's a reason why, because we're very diligent. People are very excited about doing this. Our goal is to get back to you within 24 hours. So again, well, don't thank me yet, Rich, until she talks to you. But her name is Regina. She'll probably text you. She may even call you, whatever, but you'll know for sure. And she's one of the absolute top coaches that we have. So, I mean, all our coaches are good, but I know in particular that she will be very diligent in follow-up. That's what I meant. So who else would like to know? If you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall. Thanks for doing that, Reg. If you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? From Toronto. Oh, really? Reg, I went to high school in Michigan, a place called St. Clair Shores, just a little bit north of Detroit. But and maybe you know this, and not that it matters, but I just think it's important. So, Reg, I was a ski racer, and I was actually, even though I was from the United States, I was part of the Toronto ski team. And I actually skied on the Canadian National, the junior team, not the senior, because obviously I couldn't go to the Canadian Olympics. So I skied in Collingwood and Georgian Bay and have incredible fond memories. Every weekend, my dad and I would drive from Detroit up to Collingwood in that area, which I know has really grown now. Are you familiar with that area, Reg? Beautiful part of the world, beautiful. And yeah, I loved it. It was just wonderful. So I know you're from Toronto, but I'm saying, do you know where that is? I bet you, of course you would know. I bet you do, right? Collingwood or Georgian Bay, Georgian Peaks, Georgian Bay up in that area, and they probably have even more ski areas now than they did. That was, a long time ago, relatively speaking, anyway. But I loved up there. I learned about hockey. I learned about hockey night in Canada and AA, and we used to stay in a boarding house basically with a whole bunch of other people. We became great friends, and yeah, I skied in Banff. I raced in Ottawa. Well, the Canadian Nationals were in Ottawa one year and then also in Banff. Oh my gosh, one of the most beautiful places on the planet Earth. And now I live in Denver, so we're directly south of Alberta, right? But yeah, my fond memories of Toronto, and not Toronto so much, but definitely that part of the world. Wow, that is a small world. That's great. Who else now? Who else? So I'm a real person, Reg. This is not AI. Maybe you figured that out already, but it doesn't really matter. We're here to help all of you. So who else would like to know? If you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Anybody? Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I live in an area called the Tech Center, which is really sort of south of downtown, about 15 miles. I've been here so from Detroit, I actually ended up going to the University of Colorado and I was on the University of Colorado ski team and tried out for the Olympics and got hurt, and that's another story. But yeah, he was born in Edmonton. Wow, fantastic. Yeah. Well, I didn't. I was. Did I? No. I used to go to. Um, obviously I went to Calgary, but I used to work for a company. This was years ago out of Red Deer. I think that's the name of the town, which is between Calgary and Edmonton. I never actually went to Edmonton. I understand it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. Huh. Wow, Charlotte, me. Well, Reg, I hope you'll enjoy working with her. Okay, and like I said, um, she may even get back to you today. Okay, Reg? Thanks for the follow-up. That was great. Charlotte, again, Charlotte, all I need to know is how tall you are and your current weight, and I'll tell you how fast you can lose weight in this. Nice talking to you, Reg. Really nice. Yeah? No, I'm kidding. I love Canadians. They're awesome. But anyway, Charlotte, if you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'm going to tell you how fast you can lose weight on this. 5'3", 250. Okay, Charlotte, at 5'3", I'd want you to be medically. Now, I'm going to give you medical numbers, okay? 115, that means 135 pounds. Am I right? Yeah, it'd be 135 pounds. Charlotte, first 4 days, brace yourself, 8 to 10 pounds. Charlotte, first month, probably 30 pounds, 220. Second month, it may slow down a little bit. I'd say 25 pounds, 220. 195 after 2 months, Charlotte. 195 after 2 months. It'll slow down a little bit more going into the third month. So you were 220, then you got to 195. Okay, third month slowing down, 175 after 3 months, 155 after 4 months, 135 after 5 months. So basically, in less than 6 months, you should be at about 115. Charlotte, put it in the chat. Tell me you're excited. Please share with me your excitement about changing your life. And you're not going on a diet, it's a detox. Charlotte, have you been on long enough to have me explain about the detox and how this is not a diet and there's no counting calories? Again, back to the sensors. This is not disordered eating. It is a medically proven, published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Number one, it's safe. It is not a diet. It has nothing to do with disordered eating. As a matter of fact, Charlotte, 5 days a week, you're going to eat 4 times a day. 2 days a week, you're going to eat 8 times a day, and it's based on food. There are no products. We'll go over that in just a minute. But Charlotte, let me know if you heard the explanation or not. Okay, I promise. Just bear with me for a moment. I want to do Beth next. Now, Beth, 5W. Are you 5 feet tall? I'm going to just guess that's what you mean. So at 5 feet, Beth, 5'2", 135. Okay, now it makes sense, Beth. At 5'2", a good weight for you, no more than 110. The good news, 25 pounds is going to melt off you. Watch this, Beth. The first 4 days, 5 to 7 pounds. The first 30 days, at least 15 pounds. 120 after 1 month. 2 months, you're going to absolutely be there at 110. After 2 months, Beth, put in the chat, how excited would you be about that? And Beth, for you as well as for Charlotte, I'm going to go over exactly how this works. So first of all, and for the sensors, it's not a diet. There's no calorie counting. No one is allowed to exercise. It's not disordered eating. Okay, so let me explain to both of you. Elle, we'll do that in a moment. Elle, first listen to the explanation about how you're going to get rid of your stomach. Even her, look at this, everyone. That was 30 days, 21 pounds, but look at her stomach on day 1, look at her stomach on day 30. That's not disordered eating or body image or anything. It's the medical proof that she's shrinking. Beth, you're excited? Good. All right, Elle, so all of you, bear with me here. I'm going to explain to you as fast as I can how this works. It was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. They were paid for 40 years to try and find a diet that worked. They never found a diet that worked, and 2/3 of everybody in every diet gained more weight than they lost. And here's what they did. They found other people in the world, areas in the world where nobody was overweight. Nobody. So what they did, they went and figured out what these people are doing. They were eating foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. And these are foods you can't buy at your local grocery store. They were from these remote areas in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, representing these huge amounts of nutrition and smaller amounts of food. So what they did, they put together a grocery list that she followed. You actually would get this document online, actually, but each one of these yellows are daily videos from the researchers explaining to you what you're doing. But what, again, back to the senses, why it's safe. It is not disordered eating, and it's not body dysphoria, and it's not a diet. It has nothing to do with weight management. It's about detoxification. So what they did, they put a food list together that you all would get from our coaches. By the way, our coaching is free. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. How can we do this? Because we've had 800,000 people we've helped, and they've had such amazing results. They came to us and said, hey, we'd like to coach somebody else. I don't know if all of you saw the movie Pay It Forward, my favorite movie in the whole world. That's what this is based on. I started the New Health Conversation 23 years ago. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. We know what we're doing, and when we're giving you these numbers, they're based on our medical research, not on a whim and a prayer, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? So what they did, they put a grocery list together for all of you to take to your grocery store, wherever you live in the world, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes. The other 70% of the food that she ate didn't come from any grocery store anywhere. It came from nutrients out of Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. These foods with these huge amounts of nutrition, okay? Then what they did, they created a new way of eating. Listen carefully, everybody. 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Yes, starting with the World's Most Perfect Food for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from the World's Most Perfect Foods. You got it, everybody? 2 days a week, no food from your grocery store, only these foods from Russia, Mongolia, the World's Most Perfect Foods. And here's how the detox happens. First of all, I should have asked all of you, give me a yes. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world, and do you believe you're toxic? I'm going to assume you do, or you're on the wrong podcast. And what we now know is happening to all of us, we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating toxins in our world. And the body, to protect you, once it senses those, it takes the toxin and stuffs it in your visceral fat, the fat around your organs, and those fat cells expand. You are not getting fatter. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you do when you die, and they expand. Don't let some trainer or somebody try and tell you you're going to burn fat on a diet or on an exercise program. Lie. Not true. You have the same number of fat cells at puberty you do when you die. That's it. So these researchers proved that, well, first of all, you need to understand every night when you go to sleep, as you fall asleep, your body slows down digestion and at the same time turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy. Happens every night when your body gets rid of the dead cells. It's not a weird thing. It's not body dysphoria. It has nothing to do with that. Well, on this, they proved that 2 days a week, by only giving her these foods from around the world and letting her eat 8 times a day, she was getting really small amounts of food that turned on the detox mechanism. Because it did. And how do they know? Because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving without a shadow of a doubt this was removing chemicals from your body. So whether it's Beth or Charlotte or any of you, you're detoxing your body naturally on this. Look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Look at that. Look at how much she shrank. Or look at Julie over here. This is not disordered eating or body image. She lost 35 pounds and that's 17 and a half kilos for my friends down under. Look at that. Does she look healthy to you? Where's the loose skin? She doesn't have any. This is going to change your life. Look, diets are dead. She quit diets forever. Lost 17 and a half kilos at 35 pounds in 37 days. You think there's anything on the planet like this? Now, the other thing that they found, because they did the blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis to prove it was a detox. Well, diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes, but more importantly than that, people were blown away. They just couldn't believe what was happening to them. They were shrinking. Most women on this, you're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. In a month, you're going to have to go shopping. Sorry, ladies, you're going to have to go shopping. None of your clothes are going to fit you in a month, I'm telling you. With no exercise. She wore Fitbits to prove she didn't exercise. She gained 12% lean muscle with no exercise. You tell me if you've ever seen anything like that. And again, sensors, not disordered eating or body image. It's the healthiest thing we need to be doing. Listen, sensors, we need to be detoxing. This is medically proven as a detox, not as weight loss, not a body image, not disordered eating. I had a problem earlier today. I had a whole bunch of people and TikTok shut me down saying, oh, it was disordered eating or body image. No, 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 it wasn't. They reversed it, thank goodness. So now I can help all of you right now. The point behind this is, and then I'll show you, here's a 65-year-old man. Look at that. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. It's not disordered eating. It's the healthiest thing anybody could ever do. Detox your body. Look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. At 65 years old with no exercise. You think that's body image, or do you think he thinks he's a lot healthier than he was? It's all about health. It's all about your health. And then if we look at like Eric, look at this. 22 kilos in a month. But look at, again, healthy. Look at his numbers, triglycerides, and LDL cholesterol in half. It's not disordered eating or anything. It's God, look at how much healthier he is. It's hard to believe it's the same person. That's not body image. He's healthier. Every one of us should be detoxing. For the sensors, understand this is a medical syndrome called the TDOS syndrome, registered, trademark, U.S. Patent Office, toxicity driven by nutrition deficiency, overweight, and stress. A medical syndrome discovered by this nutritional researcher, Peter Greenlaw. Well, that's me, everybody. So again, sensors. I'm not just some person up here making claims. We have the medical proof behind all of this, and this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world on weight loss and health. It's the healthiest thing. By you censoring us, you're hurting people. They want solutions. They want to know how to do this. And we need to be detoxing. It's not up for debate. It's not a diet. No diet produces anything like this. So again, who's asking me the question? L, tell me, are you male or female? How tall you are on your current weight, and I'll blow your mind away at how you can do this. Does everybody get this? Do you understand this? It's not a diet. We're not talking about diets. We're not talking about disordered eating. We're not talking about body image. We're talking about detoxification to get the damn chemicals we're storing inside of us out of our bodies. Again, sensors, that's what this is about. And I'll tell you this, sensors, we're the only ones, other than pharmaceutical companies, with actual medical proof behind what we're claiming. You're allowing all these other people on TikTok to give out opinions. That's disordered eating. They don't have any proof. They don't have a shred. I mean, we did a search on Grok and on ChatGPT and said, are there any influences on TikTok that you're allowing to go through? Here's what they said. TikTok's major weight loss and health influencers have no peer-reviewed human trials to back up their claims. They're giving opinions and anecdotal evidence from top influencers despite massive followings, have been giving people, where is it? Hold on. Advice based on borrowed interpretation of existing science, personal anecdotes, self-experiments, hyperclaims promoting unproven biohacks, diets, or supplements with no peer-reviewed human trial studies. That's disordered eating that you're allowing to continue. We have the medical proof, please. We have the medical proof for all of you, and you can detox. Who else would like to know? Well, Elle, I was going to help you, but obviously you're either gone or you didn't listen to the presentation. Anybody else, if you tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are, I'll tell you how much weight you can lose in 4 days. It's not a diet. Please get it out of your mind. There's no calorie counting. No one was allowed to exercise. It's a detox. A side benefit is this weight loss, and literally the body's shrinking, not because of body image, because it's a detox. Does everybody understand this now? And I'd love for anybody to put in the chat. Tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight. I'll blow your mind at how fast you can lose weight on this. Who would like to know? Come on, everybody. Who would like to know? I'm waiting to give you a free analysis. Free. How much is it? 0. How much is the coaching? 0. And what are you buying from us? Nothing. You're buying food. There is something to buy. It's called food. Because I don't think, well, unless you're not going to eat next month. This protocol, we don't supply the food. You're buying food from your grocery store, 30% of which is spent last month, and 70% from these other researchers who found these foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand with these huge amounts of nutrition. You're not going down to your local, I mean, I do Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Sprouts. They can't compete. There's no way those food. I'll give you an example. Cornell University did a study on spinach, Popeye's food, everybody, right? They estimate that the iron levels in spinach from 1957 to 2020 have decreased to the point where one bowl of spinach in 1957, now you need, listen to this, 20 bowls of spinach. 20! Can you eat 20 bowls of spinach? I can't. That's why these researchers met FIFO. What more would you like to know? So FIFO, let me explain something to you if you want before I'm not sure what to answer. But if you'll tell me, obviously you're female, if you tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how much weight you can lose in 4 days. It would take you 6 weeks on a diet. The one thing I can tell you, FIFO, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world regarding health and weight loss. It's published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients, Frontiers, and Nature Communications is one of the top medical journals in the world, plus more journals. It's not a diet, it's a detox. It's based on you consuming only 30% of the food from your grocery store, wherever you live in the world. The other 70% of the money you would spend on foods, they come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. You got it so far? Melody Yang, Vang, I'll do you in just a moment. I'm going to finish. So what they did, this was invented by the top weight loss researchers in the world. They created a new way of eating based on 30% of the food you bought last month and 70% from these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Then they put together a new way of eating where 5 days a week you're going to have 4 meals a day. So you're going to start with the world's most perfect food for breakfast, lunch and dinner from the grocery, and a fourth meal from these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. It's a detox. I'm going to tell you right now, Fifi, it's the most advanced medical research scrutiny ever done on weight loss in history. And the main thing they proved, it was a detox. It's not a diet. Because of the detox, people are having these out of body experiences as far as weight loss, but the health benefits, some of which I'll show you here in just a moment. And basically what it was based on is the fact that in order to, well, first of all, let me ask you, Fifi, do you believe we're living in a toxic world and that you're toxic? If you don't, you're on the wrong podcast. So even what I'm going to share with you won't make any sense unless you believe and know that we're living in a toxic world. And I promise, Melody, I'll get to you here in just a moment, but I'm going to spend one-on-one time with people. In this case, Fifi had some great questions. So, Fifi, what they did for 2 days out of 7 until she lost her weight, she ate 8 times a day, but no food from the grocery store, only these foods from around the world. And her 8 times a day, the reason she was able to detox, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but every night, as we begin to go to sleep, our body also then begins to detox in a process called autophagy, when the body gets rid of the dead cells every night. Well, these researchers felt they could replicate that when she was awake by giving her just these foods from or these faraway places 8 times a day. She was eating very small amounts of food, which didn't trigger digestion, turned on the detox mechanism, and they proved it through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. And it's in the medical journals, on the website, proven it's safe, proven it's real. It's not disordered eating. It has nothing to do with that sensors, nothing. It's a detox. It's not a diet. And what they proved, Fifi, was they were losing as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet. And they were gaining, well, I can tell you this, like she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle over the course of that with no exercise allowed. They were Fitbits because it's a detox. So Fifi, does that make sense? And what I'm doing for people is giving them free analysis. If you want to do the same thing, if you'll tell me you're male or female and how tall you are, I'll tell you how much weight. So let me do Melody next, and you think about what I just shared with you. Melody, 5'7", 230, 130 would be a great weight for you, 100 pounds. Melody, get ready. The first 4 days, you're going to lose 8 to 10 pounds in 4 days. The first month, you'll probably lose, I think you could lose very close to 30 pounds. That's going to make you 200 after 1 month. It'll slow down a little bit the second month. You should lose about 25. That's 175 after 2 months. Then it'll slow down and probably stabilize at about 20 pounds a month. So third month, 155. Fourth month, 135. So basically, in less than 5 months, you should be about 130. Melody put it in the chat. How excited. And you're going to lose a whole dress size in the first week. But remember, Melody, the main reason to do this is not to lose weight. It's to detox your body. The side benefit is this tremendous. But Melody, it's medically proven. It's medically safe. Again, back to the sensors. This has nothing to do with disordered eating or diets or counting calories, nothing. It is based on our own body's ability to detox itself. And so you can go, here's the website you can go to, Melody. The only thing there is the medical proof, including an interview with the number one rated nutrition weight loss researcher in the world. And they invented this. They have no company. They have no products. They're actually nutritional researchers from Saratoga College in Saratoga, New York, Skidmore College, sorry. And they are the most advanced, they're considered the most advanced weight loss researchers in the world for more than 40 years. So you're not an experiment. We know what you're doing, Melody, but let me ask you, how excited would you be about that? In less than 5 months, you're 130. Tell me how much that would mean to you. Yes, they're poisoning us, Melody. You're absolutely right. And Melody, I don't know if you were on earlier. Are you aware, Melody, of this new medical syndrome called TDOS? T for toxicity, D for nutritional deficiency, O for being overweight, S is for stress. It's a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. So, Melody, are you aware of it? Do you mean yes or no, Melody? Are you aware of the TDOS syndrome? Yes or no? Unaware. Okay, it was discovered by this researcher by the name of Peter Greenlaw, nutritional researcher. Well, Melody, guess what? Let me introduce myself. That's me. So I discovered a medical syndrome that everybody in the world has, and this protocol, in the second book I wrote about this, called TDOS Solutions, is the antithesis to the TDOS syndrome. It is a detox. It's not a diet. And I'm really excited to share more information with you right now, and also with you, Mifi. So let's take a look here. I want you to understand that, Melody, I never give you opinions. Everything I do is backed by medical science. You got it so far? Yeah, hello, that's me. I'm sort of like, I'm known, okay? Let me just say that. But I want to read to you the medical science now, the backup to what I'm telling you about why diets are miserable failures and why toxicity is such a huge problem. So let me read this to you. The Endocrine Society, which maybe you've heard of, is the largest organization of experts devoted to research on hormones in the clinical practice of endocrinology. They report that the rise in the incidence of obesity matches the rise in the use and distribution of industrialized chemicals. These chemicals have a name. They're called obesogens. Go on to say, simply put, obesogens are chemicals that disrupt the function of our hormonal system, leading to weight gain and many of the diseases that curse the American populace. They enter our bodies from a variety of sources, from natural compounds in soy, hormones fed to animals, plastic and food packaging, and chemicals added to processed food, and pesticides sprayed in our produce. They act in a variety of ways, mimicking human hormones such as estrogen. Are you listening, Melody? And they act like estrogen and blocking the action of other hormones such as testosterone. Are you listening, Reg, and everybody else? And so what they're saying is that essentially they are altering the function of our genes and essentially reprogram us to gain weight. So, Melody, had you heard of obesogens before today, before just right now? So my research, I was one of the canaries in the coal mine screaming about things like Roundup and glyphosate for years. And I'm very proud to say that TDOS syndrome is a registered trademark with the U.S. Patent Office, which is a huge deal that I found. Little me, I found it. And then, look, I want to also share with you, all of you, not to impress you, but impress upon you that I'm a real researcher. Look at this. So I've written 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the world, but I appeared 20 times on PBS and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world in university and hospitals. They even flew me to China to lecture about this. I had to be careful about the pollution, but I did some of it right. And then I was a keynote at Autism One in Chicago, everybody, the number one autism conference in the world 2 years in a row. I'm very proud of being invited to come and speak because every autistic kid has severe gut issues. And we were teaching the parents about what they could do from a nutritional standpoint to help their kids. So it's been a wonderful, a labor of love, right? Nelser, what are you talking about? Nelser, what are you talking about? Oh my God, no, Ozempic doesn't work. Aren't you? What planet are you living on? You're talking about that too? Is that what you're saying to me, Neshin? 2 different people? I just want to be clear. That's the daughter of a friend of mine. We're major nutritional researchers. We don't need to fake pictures. I'm just curious, is that what you think? And as far as Ozempic goes, let's look at, here's the New England Journal of Medicine, a 60-week study on semaglutide, a sister to Ozempic. So you think it really works? And we're not against the shots. They're helping diabetics and helping people that are morbidly obese. But after 68 weeks, not 6 or 8 weeks, 68 weeks, the weight loss on Ozempic, or on semaglutide, sorry, was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle, okay? So if we look at Julie here, she lost 35 pounds in 37 days. Do you think that's a different woman too? I'm just curious, Nelser, when you come on, are we talking about this picture or are we talking about the other one? We're nutritional researchers. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. We don't even have any something to sell you. Why would we want to change pictures? What would be our benefit? I understand you can think that, but that's not true. Okay? I mean, I suppose Mary, we photoshopped her as well. She lost 200 pounds in 11 months. Is that a different person? You might think so. It's the same person. There's nothing on the planet like this. So I'd love to know. Turbo, there's no pills. Excuse me, Turbo, have you been listening to this? It's food. You're 30% of what you're going to buy from your grocery store, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. The other 70% literally comes from foods in Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America. There's no, look, read it. What does it say? No diets, no pills, no products. So, did you get a chance to read the title or not? We're nutritional researchers. We don't have to mess around. There's no gimmick. The New Health Conversation is a movement. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. You think we're changing pictures? It's the daughter of a friend of mine. I mean, again, I understand people would think that. That's cool. But again, I have to go to work. Glad I came. Okay, so you know where to go. You're going to the website to learn more. Great. I'll be with you and support you. I try to tell people this every day. Diabetic Dad Man. That's so nice of you. So nice. How can I help you? Look at Diabetic Dad Man. How about him? A 65-year-old diabetic. His A1C goes from 8.4 to 6.4. Look at his stomach on day one. Diabetic Dad Man. What do you think about that? If you're a diabetic, tell me, to go from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days, a 25% reduction? And then people would accuse me of, changing people. Really? Why would I mean, diabetic dad, why would I need to do that? I don't get it. I really don't. And again, now, at least answer, come back, give me something here. I mean, you got to understand, this is, I would challenge you, Nelser, show me anybody on social media with one shred of medical evidence other than the pharmaceutical companies. And I just read to you after 68 weeks, 32-pound weight loss and 40% was lean muscle mass, where here he gained about 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. And then if we look at Eric over here, talk about health, look at him. He lost 45 pounds in a month. It's the same person. It's just you can't relate to, nobody can, that this is even possible. It wasn't invented by me. We're bringing you the results, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. I'll stand on that. I want to see anybody else you're following or going to tell me about, or any program with any medical proof. Who would it be? Who would it be? Nelcher, I don't understand. I'm happy. I'd love to hear some more feedback from you, Nelcher. Do you understand I've spent 23 years of my life. I've done 1,500 lectures. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America. You think they invited me to autism 1-2 years in a row because I'm faking people out? I don't need to do that. I respect your opinion, but it's not true. This is the same guy. I mean, and Mary here. I mean, it's just, I'm so happy for her. Can you imagine that in 11 months? 11 months? We're changing lives. We've helped 800,000 people in 23 years. And now it's published in 10 of the biggest, I didn't do the studies. Our job is to make you aware. Our job is not to sell you. You can go to our website. There's nothing there to buy. And you might want to listen. There's an interview with the #1 weight loss researcher and physiologist in the world. And for those who don't know what a physiologist is, they study the nutrients once they enter the body. So they're not just talking about the surface here. Oh, let's take these supplements. There's no supplements involved. This is based on food. And we're helping people as many people as we can. So a diabetic dad, you still didn't comment about our diabetic over here, Curtis. 40 pounds in a month at 65 years of age with no exercise. And look at his stomach. I had a trainer last week tell me, oh, he sucked his stomach in. Really? How did he suck his neck in? I understand. Look, I support skepticism. I'm totally good. But where the skepticism ends is when you're talking about peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. It's the end of the road. There's no discussion. Don't bring it up to me. It's like ridiculous. I mean, here's 68-week study. They lost 32 pounds in 68 weeks, and 40% is lean muscle mass. New England Journal of Medicine. And then a big study. You talk about, is this Ozempic? Someone was asking me about that, Turbo. Oh, the GOP starvation epidemic, a medical disaster unfolding in plain sight. These so-called miracle weight loss injections, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, Triepicide, are being pushed as the ultimate fix for obesity, but behind the glossy ads and celebrity endorsement lies the truth. They're systematically starving millions of users. Up to 40% of the weight loss is precious muscle. You're losing lean muscle at terrifying rates, especially if you're over 40. This accelerates sarcopenia, osteoporosis, heart failure, and permanent metabolic damage. This is a huge study out of Australia. These are my opinions. I have nothing against the drugs. If we'll tell diabetics they need to be on the medication, or people morbidly obese. But what are they losing? 40. They said right here, 40% is lean muscle mass. New England Journal of Medicine, 40% is lean muscle mass. Really? You want to do Ozempic? Go for it. We're not talking people out of it. And then did you see yesterday a $3 billion suit against Ozempic? How are we doing, everybody? Woo, we're doing great. You want opinions, you want medical facts. That's the point. You're following these people on TikTok without a shred of medical evidence. None. Zero. They're nice people, medical doctors and dietitians, nutritionists, etc. Without a shred of medical evidence. None. Zero, 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 zero. Yeah, we don't want to follow? You want to follow opinions, or would you rather follow 10 peer-reviewed human trial journals, the biggest journals in the world dealing with weight loss and health on the planet? Who are you going to go with? I'm not asking you to believe me. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm not going to give you my opinion. You want an opinion? You got the wrong person. I've worked too hard to get where I am. I mean, I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America, and I blew them away. Not because of me, but because they're just so uneducated about this. Like calorie counting, it's dead. Your body can't count a calorie. Do you all know that? Do you even understand why you're hungry and why you're never full? Does anybody understand that? Would you like me to tell you? Give me some chat. Give me some feedback. I know diabetic dad, but I'm just saying that number, his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, diabetic dad, is that unreal? Is it crazy? You ever seen anything like that? And a 65-year-old man look at his stomach with no exercise. Who would like to know? Would any of you like to know why? Do you even know why you're hungry and why you're not full? Do you understand why diets don't work, can't work? Not my opinion. My God, here's another big study. Why you shouldn't count calories. Not my opinion. These are medical studies going like, our research has found the truth is calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep it off long term. And what's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. Listen to what they said. Counting calories increases chronic stress and cortisol production, two factors that are known to cause weight gain. This study, the science behind why diets don't work. These aren't my opinions, everybody. Listen to this. Our research has reviewed more than 30 long-term studies showing that going on any diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. Woo! Let's do those diets. This is insanity. You know, a lot of people, I make a lot of people mad because I only deal in facts. My opinion shouldn't mean a damn thing to you. Why would you believe me? I'm a researcher. Here's the research. Here's the proof. What do you want to do about it? Nothing? You want to do keto or paleo or Mediterranean? None of them work. None of them. Well, I'll give you the numbers. I got them right here. Let's look at the major diets. I'm going to list them for you, okay? The big ones. The Mediterranean diet. Voted number one, 9 years in a row, number one diet in the world. Keto diet, paleo diet, low carb diet, DASH diet, Atkins diet, South Beach diet, Weight Watchers diet, Jenny Craig, carnivore diet, period. The weight loss averages across the board were from 8 to 15 pounds in a year. And there's a lot of people hyped up about this time restricted eating where you don't eat for 8 hours and eat for 16. It was the worst of all the diets. They lost 7 to 11 pounds in a year. In a year. What are you doing? Huh? You having fun? I'm having a ball. Yeah, I'm probably crazy. But now, my 23 years, the stuff I was talking about more than 20 years ago, about toxins, that's what they're talking about now. What the hell? Where were they 20-some years ago? You have a chance to hit the do-over button for the rest of your lives, or not. It's not up to me. I already lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. That's made a pretty big difference in my life. I did it too. Well, diabetic dad, I really do appreciate the support. So who else would like to ask me questions? I'm going to try and go about another hour. If my voice holds up or holds out or whatever you want to say about that. Come on, everybody. Don't you want to change your life? I mean, I don't know what I need to do to convince. I don't even want to convince you. Let me do this. How about if we do this? How about if I tell you why diets don't work? Someone wrote a book about that, didn't they? Called Why Diets Are Failing Us in 2010. Yeah, I guess I did that with one of the top medical doctors in the world in sort of the natural healthcare space. And we just said this, why are we counting calories? The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie. It's a measurement in a laboratory. You should go look it up. It's not a real thing. So here's what I want to explain to you. That your body has an on and an off switch for hunger. Your hunger has never, ever, ever, is that enough never errors, been generated by lack of calories. Impossible. The problem is that instead of counting calories, we need to calculate the nutrition in our food, not calories. And the brain can only register nutrition. It doesn't know what calories are. It doesn't count calories. So all these people telling you about a calorie deficit to lose weight, I'm sorry, you're full of it. You're full of it. Wives' tale, dog water, over, okay? Now let's keep going. So the researchers who created this, one of the things they found when they went to, they didn't go, but other researchers had, they found areas in the world, pockets in places like Russia and Mongolia and Tibet and South America and New Zealand, where nobody was overweight. What? Nobody was overweight. And when they did the analysis on what these people were doing, why, how come they weren't overweight? Did they exercise more? No. Did they eat more or less? No. The foods they ate just had tremendous amounts of nutrition. At the end of the day, that was it. They didn't count calories. They didn't worry about how much was on their plate. The amount of food they ate was regulated by how much nutrition. So here's how your body works, everybody. Are you paying attention? Would you like to know? The hormone that tells you you're hungry, and the reason you get hungry is that the food in your stomach has dropped, is called ghrelin. You can look it up, ghrelin, G-H-R-L-E-I-N, ghrelin. That tells you you're hungry, and it keeps pushing you, hunger, 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 hunger. Well, imagine your gas tank is empty. So now you pull into the gas station and you put in the hose, which is ghrelin. Ghrelin is not the nutrients. Ghrelin it's the gauge telling you, okay, we're putting nutrients in the body. Boom, the gauge is moving. The gauge is moving. It gets over, and the minute that it hits full, another hormone called leptin stops the flow of the nutrient. You're full. Imagine if you didn't have leptin, your ghrelin, your tank's full, but it's overflowing now. It's keep flowing. That's exactly like these people who weigh 600, 700, 800 pounds. I feel so sad for them, so sorry. They have something called leptin resistance. What? Yeah. The body doesn't know what, it doesn't know. Do I turn it off? Do I turn it? What's going on? What's going on? It's got this huge amount of food coming in, but with no nutrition. The body's doing, so ghrelin's going, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. And leptin is like overwhelmed. So imagine in an ideal situation, the less amount of fuel you could put into your body with the less amount of food, the healthier you're going to be. That's it. That's what they did. That's what these researchers did. They used these foods around the world, which allowed the body to be satisfied and turn ghrelin off, and leptin was present, telling you you're full. Leptin stays. It's on. It's on. It's on. It's on as long as you have enough food. Now, obviously, as you begin to go through food, leptin turns ghrelin back on to tell you you're hungry. That's how it works. And so the point is that the more nutrition you can put in your food, the less food you need to eat. It's just that simple. It's not really that complicated. But why is no one teaching you this? I see all these people, they're nothing against them, but fitness trainers and doctors and dietitians and nutritionists. And it's about insulin resistance. It's about hypokeratosis. No, it's not. It's crap. Just crap. So the point is that these researchers figured it out. The key to life was forget how much food you were consuming, forget calories. It was only based on how much nutrition you had. That's it. And these people, and one of the most important points is detoxification, which takes place every night in your body, called autophagy. Once you start to go to sleep, your body basically starts to detox because you've digested all your food. That's why eating really late at night would be a horrible thing to do. It is a horrible thing to do. Your body depends on you all but stopping digestion to allow the body to detox. Because it says, okay, well, the food's gone. All right, now let's Let's get rid of the dead stuff. That's how it works. It's not like you have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, but you probably didn't know about ghrelin or about leptin. I doubt you did. These researchers proved it. So the reason that they did what they did, which was she had 4 meals a day, 5 days a week, and she started with the Wilson's Perfect Foods and lunch. Most people on this, they really have a hard time like having lunch. They have these foods from around the world. They have so much nutrition. I'm telling you, they're almost but they have to eat lunch. But their lunch and dinner are much smaller portion sizes. And then a last meal of the day, the world's most perfect foods. Why? Because when you go to sleep, it's a tremendous rejuvenation process in your body when you create growth hormone. That's why these people telling you about this time-restricted eating, it's just a bunch of bull. It's crap. They don't have you eat from 8 o'clock at night until noon the next day. Well, who the hell can? You got to understand that the proof on that is non-existent. As a matter of fact, here's one of the big studies on time-restricted eating. The researchers at the Journal of American Medical Association found that overweight adults were assigned to routinely fast 16 hours a day, eating all their meals between noon and 8, gained almost no benefit from it. Over the course of 3 months, they lost an average of 2 to 3.5 pounds, and what the weight they did shed was lean muscle mass. That sounds like a good program. Do you all want to do that? The point is that if you went today, it's still early enough, at least in some parts of the country, go to Barnes & Noble and look at how many diets there are. I mean, there's got to be, I don't know, 300 titles, maybe more. Why do we need 300 different diets if any of them worked? Did you ever really even think about that? That each year around November, December, we're waiting for not me anymore, but people are waiting for the new diet to come out. And of course, now everybody's doing the shots. No. Again, they're coming on talking about disordered eating, sensors. You just don't understand. This is not disordered eating. I'm sick of you doing this to me. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. This is the second time today you've disrupted my life. Let me say it again. Sensors. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's 100% safe. It is not disordered eating. I don't know where you're coming up with this. We're the only people you have on TikTok other than the pharmaceutical companies with any medical proof. I don't know if they can hear me. I don't know if you're listening. When you keep doing this, you're depriving people of their right to change their lives. This is not disordered eating. I don't know why in the world you would come up and think it's disordered eating. We've gone over it and over it and over it with you censors. This is published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, Nutrition Journal, Nutrients, Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, one of the top 3 medical journals in the world. So right now, the censors on TikTok are restricting viewership for my podcast. They're saying it's disordered eating. But they don't have any proof. It's an opinion they're giving. We have the medical proof. So I'm going to end the podcast because they're restricting my usage. So I hope everybody found this to be really helpful and really good. And I wish all of you a great rest of your evening tomorrow. And I'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Thank you all very, very much.